Oh, hello everyone, Ito here, and welcome back to another day of this Minecraft series. And yeah, actually, just hello. That's everything. I don't wanna say too much on the start today because we need to complete this plateau. I want to complete at least this part, and this is going to be a really grindy task. So yeah, we need to craft a couple more of pickaxes actually. I'm thinking something like 5 pickaxes or more. Yeah, maybe let's do this. Okay. That's a lot of pickaxes, so this should be enough. We need to flatten all of this plateau, and then we need to go on another side into mining maybe yellow terracotta and creating a more kind of a merged shape there. But yeah, that's going to be the goal for today. And also we need something to eat. So I think we need to go fishing into the river. That way we are going to have some fish, but tomorrow, not today. So I want to talk about a lot of the stuff today. That's why I'm not kind of giving too much of an introduction. And actually I wanted to play right now mine because I was playing off camera a lot of League, testing how it's everything going, testing pretty much the timers. I mean, not the timers, pretty much the time zones where it's good to play and where it's not so good to play. And I kind of had an idea because a lot of people actually ask me about where I'm going to start streaming League again, if I'm just playing or even if I'm still playing actually. A lot of players ask me that. Yeah, we talk about that on the last stream, but I still don't have a clear yeah, maybe like that, a clear time zone about where to play, but I'm thinking right now that it's going to be better to play in the night. And that's kind of hard for me right now, because on the night I rather had to spend time with my family and friends than streaming right now. So usually my nights are time for playing with friends, staying with the family, doing stuff in the house. So it's more like a family time than streaming one. And I should maybe kind of need to change that if I want to be playing League, because playing League on the afternoon is not good, guys. I was just testing this pretty much 3 days and it's completely not good. Yes, yesterday I went in a 6, I guess it was 6 games lose streak, but the games were completely unplayable. The best game that I had on that streak was actually one of my teammates, actually my whole team, getting kind of 20 deaths in 15 minutes or something like that, but they got destroyed and I was the only lane on positive. But every time I killed the enemy top laner, the enemy jungler came to my lane and wrecked me, so it was kind of a 50-50 lane, even when I was the champion with better scaling. But yeah, that happened and my team got destroyed, and that was the best game, because on all the other ones there were griefers, inters, and the game was I should sleep actually. The game was pretty much unplayable. Sadly it was lost a lot of time in champion select because my teammates were mad. So hello bot. So thank you for that. Why is Twitch integration not working so good today? It's show me this error. Ooh. Hello zombies. But yeah, I need to ban this bot. Is this on YouTube? Yeah. I'm going to time out this guy on YouTube. So yeah, maybe it's oh never mind. Yeah, why the chat doesn't work on YouTube? Because it's called Twitch chat, not YouTube chat. That makes sense. Never mind. Everything is fine. But yeah, I placed the bot on timeout. I don't know why this happens sometimes. Oops. Oh, you got resistance to the sun, but not to my axe. Oh, thank you. I don't have one. Now I got a shirt. That's nice. Okay. But yeah, the thing with leagues right now is on this time frame, I think it's really bad to play league actually. So I really don't want to do that. And the good time is just in the night. As I said before, in the night I went pretty much on a 7-win streak. And I played, I think, 3 or 4 times with the same duo, and they were really good. I mean, not insane. The first game we played 3 together. The first one I pretty much carried it really hard, but the jungler helped me a lot. The second one, it was pretty much the mid laner. The mid laner, I didn't do too much on that game actually. I was kind of okay, but not the main carrying on that game. And the mid laner carried really hard. And the third one, it was kind of we all were carrying, but mainly the jungler and then me. So they were really good games, and then they were to sleep. So sadly I didn't encounter them. Again, I went to my promo, and of course I got a trash team, and then I went to sleep. But it was a better time frame to stream league, so I think in the night, but I don't know. For now, my nights I think are really good. I don't know if I want to change that, you know, having time with the family, with my friends, doing stuff in the house in the night is really comfy, because here in the night it's not so chill, but it's not so cold, so the temperature is really good, but in the morning it's really cold, and sometimes, like today for example, it's kinda warm, but outside it's actually really cold, so it's kind of a weird day right now here. But yeah, I really want to stream league, and I was thinking maybe, yeah, we have a lot of terracotta, but let me see what else we can clear here. This is going to be way bigger than what I was expecting, because for me this is going to be the main plateau, but I'm forgetting that it's going to expand all the way around here. So this is going to be pretty much like my backyard, if you want. So maybe we will build a couple of farms here or something like that, but it's not going to be my main focus. It's going to be pretty much this and around this guy, this meteorite. That's going to be kind of the main focus, of course. So yeah, now we change and we start placing blocks. But actually no, we need more torches. Yeah, if we're going to place blocks there, we need to light up first. Let me think. We don't have torches. Actually, we run out of gold. Oops. Oh, this is not good. We need to go mining actually today. Interesting. That's good to know. Okay, let's go fishing for now. We need to eat. What I was talking about? I was talking about league. Yeah, and about the time zones. So yeah, I think I did. I was talking about something else, but I completely forget about. So yeah, sorry for that. My mind today is kind of all over the place. I was doing a lot of stuff in the morning, so I just kind of now chilling out a little bit. So my mind was, ooh, ouch. I was kind of wondering a lot there. But yeah, I was really kind of focused on the league topic, because they asked me on stream, and actually off stream I got the same question on Discord a lot. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about this. I was wondering if Friday is going to be nice, since this is kind of my... Come on, Fitches, can you go up here, please? So I can slay you? Can you be a little bit more cooperative? It's really hard to hit Fitch. Oh, come on. Thank you. Yeah, I was watching the one of the local competition right now, which are starting, which is the Super Copa here, kind of the Super Cup if you want. And come on, this is so slow. And yeah, the thing is, maybe it's better if we analyze the games and I'm playing kind of in the night. But I'm thinking I'm going to make the analysis in the between games if you want. And that way we don't burn out while playing the game. And at the same time we kind of make content that I'm more interested about because I watched it a little bit. One of my players told me about that and said, hey, watch me. So I watch him because sometimes they do stuff like that. They want me to watch their games. What was that? Did you hear that? I don't know, it sounds like a motorcycle, but I'm not sure if this was in the game or it was in my house. It was weird. And why this Fitch didn't die? Okay. But yeah, he asked me for watching his game. Yeah, I think it's this water sound. It's cool, actually. Why you are not dying, Fitch? Why the sound is so strong? Yeah, it's this. It's kind of a sound when you go underwater. It's kind of cool. But yeah, he asked me to watch his game, and I gave him kind of a little feedback, but not too much, nothing too technical because it's not my job. And he seems happy, and I don't want to create kind of a discontent between him and the organization, so it's fine. I don't want to kind of give advice to people that don't ask in a way. I mean, it's different when I think it's going to be something helpful to a player inside a game, like start here and don't be dumb or stuff like that. But yeah, most of the time when I'm working with a player, I think you should respect their privacy, and if they just want to share stuff with you, you just need to be content with that. Even if you think that you can help them more, unless it's something really critical, like they are wasting their talent or stuff like that, which happens, for example, when they play together with a friend and you think they can go better on solo. I think we are kind of well, but we need a way to go up easier than this, because this is not so easy. Let's be honest, it's not so easy. But yeah, so I kind of gave a more an comment on the game and stuff, kind of pointing or maybe suggesting stuff that he can think about it, but nothing too big. But yeah, he got the MVP, so I think he was really happy. It seems that he's really content with the current state of their team, so I'm fine with that. And of course, I was watching the other games just in case something interesting happened. And like usual, teams are testing stuff. A couple of teams are kind of playing inside the meta, but they are not playing. It's weird to say this, but they are not playing on the meta. I mean, they know what champions to pick, but they don't know how to use them. And it's not so hard to understand, but to me, it seems that most of the times they don't get proper coaching. So no one tells this to the players. Most of the coaching staff kind of expect the players learn by themselves stuff like this, because it's kind of obvious. Let's be honest, it's not something so hard to understand. It's not something so hard sometimes to do, so it's kind of really basic. But when you are coaching a league, when you are doing with players stuff, I think kind of like thinking that the players knows everything, it's a real, it's just like a delusion, you know. I call that the coach delusion, that you want to think that your players are better than they are. Pretty much like how a mother always thinks that their baby is the cutest thing in the world. It's just because they got blinded by love. And it's not a bad thing. It's just something that it can be in the way of a proper, objective, or more neutral analysis, you know. So I think it's healthy that you always think that your players are kind of an external source. It's not your team when you are doing analysis. Of course, when you are coaching, it's your team. You really need to be kind of on brand with your players. You need to side with them. You need to work with them, not against them, which is something that a lot of coaches doesn't understand too well. But yeah, when you are doing analysis, you need to separate that, because you can be sentimental with your players. You just need to be judgmental, you know. You need to be critic. You need to allow them to have a space to grow, and you can only do that if you are really critic about their works, about how they play, about their decision making, which is something really, really, really important that you can teach to your players, and stuff like that. So I'm really critic about draft. I'm really critic about the stuff like that. And of course, I don't know the champion pools of the players most of the time. So I'm thinking that they can work on the meta, but then I talk to a staff on a team or to a player on a team, and they say, no, this player doesn't play this champion. And that's a huge downer, because everything that you can do as a team most of the time got kind of gated by the small champion pool that player has, you know. It's like playing with one less player in your team, actually, when you don't play a champion in the meta, because then you get really predictable and you can be easily targeted on champion select, and that's such a big concern for most of the coaching staff, and it should be, because it's a really downside problem. That's why I think it's so important having positional coaches, because usually strategic coaches who can work around macro and stuff like that. I think I'm going to put a torch there. They can work with the other stuff, you know. They can work with people that kind of talk their same language, like coaches, and they can figure out what's going on with their team, how they can improve, and stuff like that. But not necessarily the players. And I'm not saying that the players don't understand. I need more torches. I need more gold. I think we don't have one, so we need to go mining today. Most players usually don't understand stuff like that. Or at least they understand not everything or not all the things that you can talk with a coach. About rotations, about macro, about decision making, and stuff like that. So that's kind of a huge issue in a way. I'm thinking I want to connect this to that side. So I'm going to mark this in a way, kind of something like here, maybe more wide. I want to connect not on a straight line, but a lot kind of on a straight line. So something like this, and now we go back. Yeah, maybe like this. So I think it would be fun to doing that analysis while we are not playing the game, you know. But it's just my take. I really have fun doing analysis, because that way I don't need to be concerned about what a team can or can't do. I just know what they should or shouldn't do, you know. I'm talking about the meta, of course, and if I'm always an advocate for that a team should play the meta. I think that's something kind of a basic. Of course, you need to have your own strategies, and that's good, but you at least need to understand the meta, because most of the teams are going to play on the meta. And there's a reason actually why it's called meta, you know. It's kind of obvious, but most of the people tend to ignore that fact. That is most the effective way to play in an environment, especially if the most effective way to adapt to different strategies. Sometimes on the meta, for example, like right now, is really solid. So if you play pretty much the same champions, you are never going to fail on different matchups, or you are not going to get hard counter, which is something that happened with Lulu, for example, on support, because Leona is fine, Rakan is fine, but Lulu is still fine against that matchup. So you can pretty much go kind of blind in that way. Of course, you are going to get Yumied and then you are going to be crying. So that's why you can blind pick Lulu. But if you know you had a Nami in front, you can go Lulu pretty much 24/7. You are going to deny Nami, you are going to be useful to your team, and you can pretty much play Lulu disregarding your composition, you know? You had an hyper carry, go Lulu. You had a hard carry, go Lulu. You can play Jin with Lulu, and it's fine if you are facing Lucian Nami. You can go Miss Fortune with Lulu, and it's fine if you are embracing pretty much Jin Nami or something like that, because it's kind of the only chance they are going to play with Nami there. Of course, the main one is Lucian, but if they don't have access to that, maybe they can go crazy like Draven or stuff like that, but I don't think so. I don't think it's kind of a good idea, actually. But I don't know, sometimes teams draft weird stuff. And it works because it kind of takes you by surprise. But yeah, to me that's something that I really enjoy. Thinking I'm going to go kind of more on that direction with this terracotta. So I'm going to make kind of a straight line here. Yeah, same for you, Chips. Oh, actually, I need to breed you. Yeah, that's something that we should do kind of now. We need to ship the breed. No, breed the chips. Yeah, we need to breed the chips. Make a wheat farm. Actually, we can make this plateau into a wheat farm. That's going to be something nice. Okay, maybe here I'm going to mix something like this maybe, and then we go more white here into this one, and then we go here. I want to have kind of a straight line, if you want. That's why I'm kind of mixing stuff like this. So here again, and maybe we start kind of mixing here now, like so. So that way we don't have something kind of really in an obvious thing. Maybe we make something one here and we extend that, kind of. Extend that, thank you. So that should be like that. That's going to be here maybe. Perfect. And there, and there, and then we go like this. This should be nice. Maybe that one. Yeah, that's perfect. So now here we can extend it. Like so. Maybe doing one here and one here. Yeah, that's nice. Again, it's not something like too crazy here, it's just getting more of a shape on something that we can work later, you know, like a flat space, because I want to farm around here, or maybe down, but well, we can do down actually. Maybe that's going to be better. We shall see. I'm still not sold on every single idea. Again, I'm just thinking about the stuff like this yet. This is still kind of the design process, so we're still on that part. And this is going to be it, I think. Maybe something like this. And this is going to be, yeah, that doesn't go well there. Maybe here and there. Oh, I don't have more than that. But yeah, that should be it, I think. So maybe one here, and eventually all of this side is going to be without the normal terracotta. So we start filling this. It's going to be a bit dark here. But yeah, that's kind of my goal here. Let me see, I should grab more terracotta already. I'm thinking what is going to be the fastest way to do this. maybe we should start with farming wheat. I mean, we had bones, so maybe we don't really need that. Maybe we don't need to do that so fast now. So yeah, 1, 2, and you come here, 3, 4. Thank you, and I got XP. That's perfect. So yeah, we start breeding chips, and we need more wheat. So yeah, I think having the farm above ground is going to be fine. And then we go mining. Okay, I'm going to grab more of these light gray terracotta. Oops, it's going to be nighttime. So let's place blocks more fast. But yeah, talking about League or thinking about League or pretty much everything that you can do on your head while you are doing kind of a deep repetitive task is going to help you into not getting so stressed or something like that. Yeah, maybe just one there. That's going to be fine. Since this is going to be more kind of in the center, it's fine. That's going to be more kind of a more mixed together if you want, because that you are going to have a nice kind of a clean shape, but here doesn't. It's just really kind of a merge together. It's kind of a growing against each other. Oh, I should remember to keep sleeping. I always forget that I don't have the mega torch now, so yeah, that happened. But yeah, and here this should be terracotta too, actually, but this is going to be kind of a straight line patch. This is going to be kind of a small patch of terracotta between this side and that one. But that's kind of my stake right now with the League stuff. And I know kind of analysis is not the most interesting stuff for you guys, so it's more interesting for me than for you. But I think that's going to be kind of the best way to go, just because the time frame where we are playing here is just not good. But playing in the night, I don't know. Still streaming is kind of a more tiring when you are playing, so I ran out of terracotta. That's sad. Just a couple of blocks there missing. Yeah, the thing that why still I'm performing really well on night is because I'm kind of a refreshed on night. So I'm not tired and everything. I usually kind of recover a little bit post the stream or after the stream. And I recover my throat, for example, if I'm feeling kind of my throat is a bit sore. But at the same time, I usually do stuff with the family, or with my friends, which recharge me in a energy level, if you think about that, or if you want. So yeah, I think my performance on the night is really good while playing League, and that makes a huge difference. It's not that I'm playing bad on the afternoon, for example. But most of the people, I think, perform worse in the afternoon. And that kind of makes sense. At the same time, you think that at this time zone, at least here, most of the competitive players are screaming already. Are coming out of school, or maybe they got free on the university or the college, and they are just start streaming right now. So they are kind of good in the setting of streaming. They are kind of good in the mentality, if you want. I think there and there. That should work, I hope. But yeah, that's something that's really a difference. For example, yesterday I was playing in the night with master players, but in the afternoon I was playing with pretty much stacked diamonds with 400 or so games and stuff like that. And of course the games were pretty much unbearable. A Riven got solo killed on top and she rage quit the game and stuff like that. So that was the game. Was pretty much lost on Champions Select, but because of the players, not something that they did, or champions that they picked, which were wrong. Which happens, but I dodged that game, so maybe if we stream on the night, we can go like playing some couple of games, but if we need to dodge and then we go into analysis something, because it's going to be kind of at 20 minutes. Not the first one is just a small break from 5 minutes or stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's going to be a nice way to go. But for this time frame or time zone, I don't think League is going to be the best idea. Oops. Just because, I mean, if you are really interested, I can do that. But I'm not going to have a decent amount of teammates, I think. And at the same time, it's going to be hard to find games, I think. Yesterday in the night, I kind of got an easier time getting matchups, so I think that helps too. I mean, of course, I was pretty much on the same queue with the same people. I got the same duo 3 times in a row, so that's really crazy, because now that you can see that there is not much people playing on this level. But on the afternoon there is a lot of random people. Actually, it's even if you insta queue, you still don't get the same people. And that's why the gap on Diamond and Master is so big. It's not because of the skill, but on Diamond, the players don't even know how to play a champion. Nor they are going to know how to play a role, so that's something kind of really obvious when you play with them. And that's kind of an issue if you are hoping for a more decent game, you know? Maybe there. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Okay, we got like more like Great Terracotta. Do we have a way to clean this up? I think we have. Oh, what is this? Oh, terracotta shingles. Yeah, I think we can. Oh, we don't have the watching recipe anymore? Oh. Oh, maybe we need to add the data pack for that. Because I knew that, maybe I'm misremembering, but I think with Create you can bulk watch the terracotta and get the normal one. Words are hard. But yeah, I was thinking a lot of League today. That's why I wanted to just start talking about that. I think everything is pretty much leveled up to this level. I mean, of course, that other side is not going to matter because it's pretty much this side, but it's another hill. It's not this plateau. So yeah, I think we should go mining now. How is going to be better? Oh, there is a... Oh, that was a bad idea. There is a block here that I drop, I think. Yeah, this one. Let's recover it. Okay, chips, you keep growing. Yeah, I had an idea there, but I don't wanna talk about this. I don't wanna reveal it yet. It's not something so big, it's just kind of I think it's a cool idea. Okay. We should go mining. I'm wondering if we should go... We have sticks already. Perfect. We don't have coal. I mean, we have coal here, so... Yeah, maybe we should do something like this. Okay, we got... That's too much. Yeah, 2 stacks, that's perfect. Where's the sticks? There's the coal. So yeah, we light this up first. And then we go mining with the extra torches. We are going to be hunting for coal. And why else would we wanna go? I'm just confused by myself now. Why I wanna go mining? What resources are we looking for? You know? I'm confused. I'm pretty sure I'm missing something, but I don't remember. because I was so focused into thinking about League that I know I need to go mining for something really specific, but I don't know what is that really specific stuff. Okay, let's light. In the time being, let's be productive. Not like so. I need light there, maybe. It should be all light up now. I'm going to place a couple more of torches just in case. And I know I'm placing an insane amount of torches, but it should be all light up right now. That should be fine. And of course I need to place light here. So we need to extend this, and I'm going to mark with torches, with an insane amount of torches actually, kind of the whole extension of our plateau here. So this is going to be our plateau limit, if you want. Oops. It extends up to this side. Interesting. Not sure I'm going to use all of this, but it's nice to know that it's going to be this big. That way we are going to have a better kind of an idea of how big is this, and then we can decide if we are going to keep it or not. Maybe this is just too big. I'm thinking it's just too much. Yeah, maybe it's just too much. I'm pretty sure we said something about why we need to go mining, but I don't remember. And there. So yeah, that's the whole perimeter. Yeah, that's too much. I was just thinking only around the white part, but we can take this and maybe cover kind of that hole or something. The good thing is this is going to be like a big plateau, so we slowly can start filling it up with different stuff. So it's not something like one day project, of course. That's why we can take it chilling, and we can take it this really easily. So I'm fine if, for example, today we don't even finish the whole plateau. It's fine. It's kind of the project for the week, so I'm hoping that I can finish this on this week, but if I can't, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, originally I was thinking without actually this white side. That's why I didn't feel that, but maybe we need to feel that. Okay, this is white terracotta. I'm going to level this up for now. I really don't remember why I wanted to go mining. I'm not sure, but I think I wanted to go mining because I wanted to go inside a vault. So for that we need diamond. So we can kind of speed things up. Oh, but never mind. We can't do that because we don't have a crystal. Yeah, I'm going to put that on a hold unless I get a crystal. And you can claim one if you follow on the channel, so that's going to be helpful, but at the same time you can use a command for that. So if you're interested in that I go into vault hunting, I'm going to get a crystal from you guys, and if not, I'm going to take it easy building the starting part of the base, of course. Because again, this is not a run, so we are fine. We are chilling. This is going to be nice. I think I want to cover these, actually. Since this is going to be pretty much covered in white and with water, no mobs are going to spawn here. So this is going to be fine. Yeah, this should be better. So we cover this whole part. And then we are going to have kind of a really big wide space here. Actually, it's kind of cool, the texture of the white one. it's not so bad. I still like more concrete, of course, but terracotta is not so bad. Now we had kind of a small patch of normal terracotta. Okay, we had only 3, so it's not enough to cover anything here. I mean, we can do that, and that's going to be it. I'm just going to put torches there because a spider can spawn inside there. We need to place another one there, maybe. And there. I mean, spiders can't spawn on one single block, so that's not a big issue actually. Okay, then we need to fill this up, I think, with white terracotta. Oh, we can look at this on the minimap. Yeah, it's really, really big. But I don't want to go kind of on that side. I'm pointing with the arrow. On that side, it's kind of just outside of my base. So I'm going to mark the white part of the terracotta. I mean this one. This line. This is going to be kind of my working space in reality. And the other part is going to be kind of my outside part, the white one, you know? Kind of my backyard, if you want. And then we need to fill this up. Okay. So yeah, what was the goal into go for mining? I'm really lost about that. I mean, I can go mining, but if I don't have a reason to go mining, then there is no point into go mining. I mean, I know we need coal, so that way we can make more torches, because I don't want to make charcoal here. I don't think it's going to be worth it. And we still need to mine a bit of terracotta so we can fill this up, because I already used all of that normal terracotta, and this is the same bot again. But this is another message, so why the bots are so annoying on YouTube today? What happened there? Well, another one with the block one, and another one with the timeout. It's really annoying. So, okay. Bots on YouTube are so annoying. So yeah, I really don't want to have that on my message screen. Yeah, I'm thinking if I mean, I can tell you about this idea because I'm really happy with that concept, but I want to have kind of a tree hill that is going to, every single branch, instead of going leaves, is going to end into the crates that we defeat inside the vault. So I'm going to make a tree that's going to go tall up every time we kill a boss. That's kind of the goal. That's the meteorite concept that I want here. So this is going to be pretty much a big hole. So we need to move our kind of dorm here into another place. Maybe here or something, you know? Here looks better. But yeah, how do we want to play with the terracotta part now? I think we can make kind of a more hollow space here. Since we are putting a lot of torches, we can take all that terracotta, for example, and using that for building this ceiling. I think that should work. So we start taking this out a little bit. Kind of making this more on a circle, if you want, or more hollow inside, if you want. So we are going to have more deep space. But this is something that I'm gonna commit a lot on this. Yeah, I'm going to commit a lot on this building process, if you want, or style, or whatever. It's just is going to be focused on interiors. So if we have a base below here, that means our base then is going to be kind of hidden inside the plateau, and that's going to be our exterior, and I don't want that. You know, I want my base be focused on the interior part and be wide open, how ugly it is on the outside. Because that's going to make me, it's going to make me realize better what I can improve later, you know? So that's kind of the biggest goal. That's why I'm not going to hide the base inside here. And I know maybe that's kind of not the best idea, because if I just hid it here, it's going to look better and all that stuff, but I don't care about that, okay? I'm going to use this border, I think. And then I need to connect it. I'm thinking, should we go more open, like here, maybe? So we use kind of at this line. Yeah, I think we should extend just this mountain, like so. So maybe like that. You know? Something kind of not even there, more like here. And I already ran out of terracotta. But yeah, I think we should do something like that. So maybe we can mark with torches. Oops. I mean, I don't have torches, so never mind. I don't have resources. I don't have torches. I don't have terracotta. So... yeah, but I think this is going to be better, because right now I was thinking maybe use this shape, kind of the yellow line, but it's going to be too narrow because I want to work here and I'm going to be pretty much on one border. But if I go kind of a more straight like this, then I'm going to have more a circular shape, and I don't want to go all the way out. I think that's just too much. Maybe we could, but not now. So I'm pretty much a quarter of this already filled. I think I'm missing there a couple of blocks. Oh, I think it's that kind of a small right now. No, it's not that. It's there. Here I have kind of a small hole. Yep, I ran out of blocks. So what should we do? I think we 100% need to go mining. That for sure. But mining for terracotta, just kind of a clear something around here, because I got a lot of space. I like my idea of having kind of a village here and having this like a small harbor. That's going to be work that we can make really easily, because this is going to be pretty much like exteriors in a way, and maybe hide the farms inside the houses, so that would be nice. But for my base here, which is going to be a create base 1, this is going to be maybe small vanilla stuff or small bases, but here I want to create a create mod base. Yeah, it's going to be pretty much open. That's why I want a big plateau. So it's going to be full on interiors. And I still haven't decided if I want to use concrete or if I want to use terracotta itself. I think terracotta is not the way to go, because it's not kind of the idea. Or if I want to use a different block. But I'm really sold into the deep slate one from the quark. So I think we kind of go with a big build. A big black build. But I'm still not sure. So yeah, just let me sleep. I need to test. I need to check stuff here in the house first. I was getting cold. I think there's someone outside waiting for me. So yeah, let me check that. I will be right back in a couple of minutes. But let me sleep first. Come on, sun down. Come on, moon, go up. Actually, why we call sundown, we can call up moon up too. So this is the moon up of the day. But yeah, I will going to be right back right now. I'm going to check stuff on the house. So can I show you something, a better view here? Maybe there. Actually, that's not so bad. So I will be right back. Hello guys, I'm back. And where we were? We were thinking about going into mining or not. Yeah, I was watching my stream and I was seeing that it was kind of a dropping frame and stuff like that. Dirt actually is going to be a problem. Interesting. So yeah, it was marking that it was dropping frame, but seems to be fine at the same time, so it's weird. We need a lot more of terracotta. We can mine a lot of terracotta. The question is just from where we want to mine that terracotta. And we need to go mining too. We need kind of a couple of resources. On iron, I think we are fine for now. We can craft more tools and stuff like that. Yeah, maybe we just need to go into kind of a Y 15 or 12, I think 12 it was the proper Y level for diamond hunting. But we still need obsidian and we need a lot of different stuff. So I think for now this is going to be our main task, just the big plateau for today. That's kind of our main goal, I think. I just need to figure out from where I want to have the terracotta taken off. Because that's going to be kind of the big issue. What is that? It's kind of a small crater there or something. I also want to make kind of a big mess. This small one could be nice. We can flatten this out. Yeah, I think we could flatten that out. And then it's going to be kind of a small island, pretty much like this one, or maybe on that side. So yeah, we should go there. It's on the south here. We need a lot of terracotta. Actually, let me drop the stuff that we are not going to use, like that, and this one for now there. So we pretty much go with pickaxes and slots for terracotta. Because right now we need an insane amount of resources, so this is really epic. Mining music. Orange terracotta is really cool too. Pop. These small kind of bobs are just weird, so I'm just going to remove it. It's not that I really care about how it's looking here. I just care about how our plateau is going to look. And eventually we are going to take a clearing section, so we clear pretty much everything here of this stuff. I shouldn't have done that. Now I'm stuck with one stick for no reason. We need to go there. Actually, we should do that. Yeah, I need to just get used to the N key, you know, which is my minimap expansion. Is really useful. Yep. This is grass, so we are going to take this dirt. This dirt is going to be really useful. I didn't realize it was here. It doesn't show on the map. I only use the coarse dirt for farming. Oh, we chose it. Is coarse dirt stealable? I don't think so. I mean, it shouldn't, because it's kind of a just dirt, kind of a I'm going to say broken dirt, but it's not the word. It's dirty dirt. You know, you can't plant anything there. Just unfertile dirt. Yeah, that would be nice for starting on the. Yeah, look at that, a lot of grass, maybe up to that layer. So this is perfect, actually. Okay. I just don't want to go into I just don't want to build with wood because I'm kind of scared about the fire actually. So, oh, I'm hearing a skeleton here. There's skeleton around here? Maybe inside here. Yeah, it should be inside here. Is this hollow? Well, it should be hollow. Yeah, it is hollow. So this is not the safest one, but we are going to go from top to bottom. It's going to be easier that way. So we are going to mine everything here. This is a huge task. But in the end, we are going to have a lot of resources here. And remember that the main goal is always building an interior design base, so I don't want to cover all my base. I want to have actually kind of on plain side the mess that we can make just building in interiors, you know? Something that looks really ugly and odd on the outside. I'm fine with that. Actually, I want that because that way I'm going to see better the stuff that goes wrong and the stuff that goes well too, but I'm not expecting too much to go well actually, because it's going to be kind of my first take on that. So I'm hoping like a lot of mistakes and weird stuff and ugly shapes, and I'm fine. I'm ready to embrace all that stuff, you know? I'm ready to embrace that mess, if you want. Because I think it's going to be a part of the bigger process for me learning about better buildings. So, especially interiors, of course. So that's why I want it messy. And that's something that you need to kind of be aware if you are going to do the same, maybe in a server with your friends. Maybe you don't want them to look your ugly process. Most of the people kind of get embarrassed when they are in a process of doing something. That's why the people are kind of really embarrassed when they don't have too much confidence on stuff that they are doing. Let's say a picture, a writing, or wherever. There goes my cat. It's mainly because you get exposed and you get vulnerable when you are doing new stuff. And of course you are going to get embarrassed because you know that you are not so good at that point. It's not up to your own expectation, of course, you are just learning. But it doesn't matter to me. Actually, it doesn't bother to me too much. And it still bothers me because I think it's kind of a cultural, social reaction to our environment. We don't want to be embarrassed. But at the same time, it's kind of my own way of thinking. I just want to be brutally honest. So if I'm feeling that something is embarrassing, I'm just going to go straight forward for that. It's just how weird I am. But that's something that worked really well for me. It's sometimes uncomfortable, but I better having that once than making a mistake or not improving or getting stagnated onto something. That's why streaming for me is so interesting in a way. It's just exposing myself for no real reason other than I can, and I know it's not going to be the end of the world even if it's bad. So for me it's fine having all the building exposed in this way, you know? That's why I don't care, for example, of a player watching me streaming and trying to perform my better in that way. So to show you mate, oh hello, first of all, so to show you made something, but why is my name here? I think this is a bug. It shouldn't be my name here, but whatever. To show you made something bad can also feel like showing weakness. So you want to avoid that. Oh, I mean, yeah. So yeah, so you made something bad. I mean, we are talking about this in a subjective perspective. You are thinking by yourself that what you are doing is bad. It's not something that someone else is saying that is bad, you know? Because the embarrassment starts not when someone shames you. It's just when the embarrassment start when you think it's something not so good. So I'm full stack on work, so can really watch the stream, only listening, mate. Yeah, thank you for that. There's not so much to watch actually, because I'm just mining terracotta, so it's still fine. But yeah, show you made something bad can also feel like showing weaknesses. Actually, it is showing a weakness. By weakness, I mean something that makes you vulnerable. Something that makes you vulnerable means that you can be hurt by words of appreciation for someone. For example, if you create a picture and someone says that picture is ugly, you are going to be hurt by that word, you like it or not. Because you care about that picture, you are going to be vulnerable to every single statement that is going to be about that word. And that's pretty much how we work as social people. So you want to avoid that? Yeah, of course. We want to avoid everything that it can be hurtful for us, okay? That's how we are constructed in a way. That's how our mind works. Our mind tries to control everything that can be hurtful for us and trying to control that situation and avoid that situation. That's why you are feeling embarrassment just by yourself, even when you are thinking into talking in public, for example, because your mind is telling you are going to fail, you better not try. And that way you are not going to be hurt by people laughing at you, for example, in school, if you are talking weirdly in front of the whole class. So if you gain nothing from putting yourself out there, it's better to avoid it. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you are not going to gain anything by exposing yourself, which is actually the proper term, it's better to avoid it, of course. But there are situations in life, you like it or not, that you are going to be forced to put on the spotlight. For example, if you are in class and your teacher is just forcing yourself to make a presentation, you are it's true, because it's how school works. Or the same in a job. If you need to make a presentation for your boss, you like it or not, you have the skills or not, you are going to be forced and you are going to be expected to make a full presentation. So yeah, there are times when you can decide for yourself if you want to be part of that or not, but there are other times in life when you don't have that choice, you know. And of course, I'm talking about stuff that happens in the proper life of every single people, not stuff that you are pointing with a gun making a video, because that doesn't make sense. But it feels like that, you know. Actually, I'm really far away from the bed, so this is going to be kind of tricky. So yeah, he's lurking now. Have fun with that. But yeah, let me read the other comments while I'm in the bed, because right now I'm going to be focused. Oh god, I'm starting to see mobs spawning already. I just have 2 beds actually. How far away I am? I'm really far away. Yeah, actually, no, I should have come with the bed. That's going to be better. Yeah, I should have come with the bed, because I'm going to stay a lot of time there mining the whole terracotta, and I mean a lot of Minecraft days, so I'm going to use a lot of the bed. Yeah, that was my bad. Oops. Okay, if I stop failing at this, we can go into the bed. It's not here. Oh, it's more far away. Okay. Oh crap. We are getting shot. No, I'm dodging. Oh god, there's a lot of mobs here. No. Okay. Oh no, creepers. No, don't follow me. No. Okay, he didn't explode. That's nice. Not so much mob seems to be following me right now, so that's good. I hope so. Don't follow me. Yeah, we should take the bed with us. Okay. So let me read the proper comments now. Okay. Hello, cat. I'm going to place the terracotta there, so we got a more clear inventory space. Oh, actually, okay, like that. Just only 3 pickaxes. And we go with the bed now. That's perfect. Sadly, the sun is not going to burn out the creepers. But yeah, to show weakness, you can... to show weakness can feel really uncomfortable, so people might not want to expose themselves for no reason. Yeah, of course. Show weaknesses, actually, it is uncomfortable, because show weaknesses is just, oh, show your own weakness, expose yourself at that, being vulnerable. The only possible outcome for that is just getting hurt, you know? It's like getting inside a pool. The only possible outcome for that is you are going to get wet, you know? It's just how the world works. If you are going to be exposed, you are going to be vulnerable, the only thing that could happen is that you are going to be hurt, because you are vulnerable. It's something that could happen, that you could be loved too, but it's not something that we are kind of configured to expect in a way, because our mind is not going to be looking for the best. It's not how our mind works. Our mind always looks for the dangers, always look for things that can hurt us and can affect our survivability. That's how we evolved through the years as human beings, and that's how our mind is designed to work. Okay, so when I'm talking about that's the only outcome possible, it's just because in your mind it's the only thing that matters. You can be loved, but your mind doesn't care about that. Your mind only cares about you are getting hurt. So you can be loved. Let's talk about times. Every time, let's say, you get exposed or you get vulnerable, you feel embarrassed and you feel like you are with a lot of weaknesses. You have it or not, a problem when you are talking in public, okay? So every time you talk in public, your mind is going into that danger mode. Maybe on your life it happened, let's say, 100 times. 99 of that times you get loved by your parents, by your friends. They are talking how cool you are, how good you are explaining the stuff, how it's easy to understand, and wherever. But that one time, that single time that some random people said to you that you suck, it's going to be stuck in your mind. And your mind is always going to remember that, because your mind is configured but trying to work that specific situation never happen again. So that's why your mind always go into the negative part. That's why you are always remembering kind of the bad parts and kind of forgetting or putting into a second place the good parts of anything. So yeah, you need, in a way, you need to have a proper reason to go against your own instincts in your mind if you want, and expose yourself, okay? But it's going to be something that you kind of know you are going to be make yourself uncomfortable. You are going to show your weaknesses. I completely agree with all of that. So if you got nothing from putting yourself out there, it's better to avoid it. 100% true. But again, there are times in life where you don't have that choice, and sometimes you had the choice, and your choice is, I better speak up in public, because that way they are not going to be bullying my friend, for example. So then you take a consciousness choice, even if you don't know all the implications, that you need to talk in public. For example, maybe you don't, but most of the time when you had something really close to you in a situation of need, most of the people actually tend to go into helping that one. Because again, we are human, it's how we work. Some people are more passionate about that, are going to risk even themselves for helping others. Other people are just going to help in the possible means that they can, and other people are going to be paralyzed, because every human being reacts differently. But kind of the idea is the same in that way. So like, yeah, you need to cross the river in order to get to the other side. Of course, you need to expose yourself if you want to be improving in that, but you need to be aware kind of that is the danger, because our mind is really good to telling about dangers, but we are not so good into just taking as it is. We most of the time make a big deal of a danger sign. and it's just that it's a danger sign. It's nothing more than that. So, and crossing the river is the risk, of course. Crossing the river is exposing yourself. Crossing the river is something that you can get drowned. It's like you can be hurt. It's showing something, kind of exposing your own weakness, showing something that is going to make yourself feel vulnerable. Can be something really kind of I don't want to say something it's going to be really vain, but it can be something like that. For example, for a guy, maybe it's just showing your muscles, because you go pretty much all the days on the gym and you are really proud on your body, and you do bodybuilding in a way, and you feel proud about that. But if let's say if a girl that you like, you show your muscle and they say they are ugly, you are going to be really hurt about that. So yeah, it happens. But if you don't really need to get to the other side of the river, why risk it? Yeah, of course, I completely agree. So why would you risk it if you don't need it? And for me, it's just preparation. Life sometimes can be really, really hard. You can't control everything around you, unless you are really good at controlling your own environment, which is a proper skill. So in my life, I don't have proper control about the stuff happening around my environment. I only have control about pretty much what happens with me when I'm in that environment. And I lost that skill due to a lot of bad relationships. I kind of forget myself in that way and felt that I was... I'm trying to think about the proper term. It's a program... I don't remember the proper word in English, actually, so I'm not going to try to think about the term, because I'm going to say something completely different. But it's a weakness that I learned by experience, that I shouldn't be allowed to think by myself or put myself first instead of the other one, for example. I learned that. Not that I really wanted to learn that, but I was pretty much convinced that that was the best way to work, because I can pretty much, that was my bias, I pretty much think that I could suck it up every bad things that happens to me if I could protect the other person into getting harmed, even when just the other person was the responsible for that. And of course was something kind of a really bad teaching that I learned. So for me in life, there are a lot of stuff sometimes that you can't control, but what you can really do is how you are going to react, how you are going to adapt. That's something that you can learn, that's something that you can try, and something that you can improve, like in huge leaps, if you just learn how to control yourself in that space, you know? So exposing yourself in a controlled environment, exposing yourself or showing weaknesses in a way where you have 99.9% of certainty that you are not going to get hurt. For example, with a friend that you really trust about, that you can tell them something that is really vulnerable, that you feel really embarrassed about, and you know that your friend is going to mock you, but it's not because it's friend. I mean, at least guys' friends tend to mock more other friends than the girls in that case. The girls can be a lot more hurtful. But yeah, that you can trust them, that they are going to understand you and they are going to stand with you, even if they think different, even if they don't completely agree of what is happening or you are saying or whatever. If that happens, then you are going to learn how to be vulnerable in certain situations and how to react to what is going to happen there. But you really need to have that trust, of course. Exposing yourself, it's a matter 100% of trust, of confidence. You need to be confident that you are not going to drown when you are crossing the river. So maybe instead of crossing that whole sea, just trying to cross the small river, you know? Because there the danger is going to be really minimal. So if you get wet, you are going to wet your toes, you are not going to drown. And when you learn that, then you go for a bigger river and a bigger one. And if you fail, you go back, try again, and keep going. Because a lot of people trying to go kind of a crazy kamikaze style, going into crashing the entire sea by one night, but it doesn't work like that. So, fun fact, I can hear a streamer talking while listening to work. Had to choose, money really speak louder. Makes sense. I'm not going to complain about that. That's completely reasonable. Actually, I'm going to take that words. I'm going to put this as an example of I was talking just now, okay? Let's say it's not something that's going to happen to me, but I think it's kind of a good thinking experiment, okay? Wait, you're still using River, OMG. You really can stretch a conversation. Yeah, of course. I think it's a good analogy, actually. Yeah, let's say I'm something with no so much confidence, and I'm streaming because I want to gain confidence, which is something that I don't think it's a good idea, but let's say that's kind of my take. When my friend here says, I can hear streaming talking while listening to work, money talks, speaks louder, he's pretty much saying he's not going to hear me, which is fine, but if I had a lack of confidence, maybe my mind is going to start always thinking on the problem, okay? Why I'm not more interesting for him than the money he's making for the work, which is pretty much obvious, than hearing my stream. And my mind, the only thing that I can think about it is it's my problem. And it's going to create a situation or a sensation actually on me that I'm going to think that I am the problem. But it's not reality, it's just my lack of confidence. So if I had a bad approach into a thing like this, because streaming is always exposing yourself a little bit, you like it or not. And I have a problem with the confidence and can be really hurt by that. But it's not something that he is creating, it's just my mind creating a scenario, trying to control something and trying to shield me in a way, you know? Because when another people came later and said, hey, you are boring, go fuck yourself, I'm going to be better prepared, because I just already experienced that when this situation happened on my mind. Okay, it's not reality, it's always on your mind is working like that. So I think you need to be really aware of stuff like that, because if you have a problem with your own confidence, then you can work in that, but in smaller doses. So you basically describing overthinking here? Yeah. Actually, most of the problems that we had with confidence, with anxiety and stuff like that came from for overthinking. And overthinking is our mind pretty much going bonkers without control. That's why I talk about control so much, because we human beings, especially on our society, love to talk about control. We love to control stuff. Our mind is designed to control stuff, but we don't know how to control ourselves. And you can see this pretty much in our society every day. We don't know the concept of control by ourselves. That's why we need every single time more oppressive laws, because we are, as human beings, we are not teach right now how to control ourselves. And I'm going to talk about something which is kind of a really ideal, but you can see this on the classical Greek, for example. There's not it's not something so weird that on the cultures of the ancient Greek, the males had a really small penis, and it's not because they were Asian, it's just because they trying to depict the mind over the body way of thinking, you know. What differentiates us from animals is our capacity of human beings to pretty much suck it up and don't do the stuff that we want to do, the stuff that we feel that we do. If you want to punch something in the face, maybe, or someone in the face actually, not something. If you are in your class and one of your classmates is being a dick and you want to punch him in the face, maybe it's not the best choice for yourself or for the resolution of the conflict or wherever. So what differentiates us from animals is that you are not going to punch him in the face. Maybe you say something to him, maybe you trash talk him, maybe you report them to the teacher or wherever, or maybe you actually are strong enough and you punch him in the face. But it's not just because of the impulse, it's because you are going to think about it and then you're going to take a decision. And that's kind of the same idea. But today with social media, I'm going to ban this bot 100% now. So block user on YouTube. And add it on the blog list in the chat. I can do that on the chat too. Perfect. Yeah. Now it's also not going to be shown on the stream. Yeah. Since you are going to be making that a consciousness choice on that, it's different. Because it's not about the result, it's about what is going to be the best outcome. And you can learn about that. So that's kind of the biggest difference. And on this world right now, we don't have that culture, especially because of how social media work. It's so easy to cancel someone, it's so easy to blame someone, it's so easy to just work in stuff like that way, that every single one seems like they can be punishers or every single one else. No one is going to be able to react and think about what is going to be better. And I'm going to talk about something like an example that happens a lot, for example, on Twitter. When someone posts something, which is, let's say, and it happens a lot, but let's say someone posts that someone else is a criminal for something. It's a robber, it's a scammer, or wherever. A lot of people are going to retweet that immediately, just because being a robber, being a scammer is something bad. But they are not going to be aware if that information is real, you know? Actually, it happened in India a couple of years ago. A couple of people started pretty much resending messages on WhatsApp, and I think this is something really important, about a guy in motorcycle kind of kidnapping a girl on the street. But the reality is that was a commercial for India kind of on 2010 or something like that, about parents trying to show you that parents can be really, really sloppy when taking care of their child, and that anyone can go onto the street and steal one. It was a program trying to raise awareness into your parents being more responsible, because in India that's something, on the big cities, it's something that it's really an issue. And the people didn't knew about that, didn't knew about the campaign. They just think it was something real, because the video, it was kind of the goal, it looked real. And eventually they killed an African guy who was delivering pizza, because he and the motorcycle looked similar to the video, but the video was never real, was a fiction, was a commercial, and they killed an innocent man just because they never stood to think. They just they felt that was wrong. They felt that a little girl, so defenseless, should be defended, and they pretty much resent the message all over the city, around more than 1,000 people. And of course, actually, I think they reached pretty much 2 million or something like that of resend. It was really crazy. It went more viral actually than the commercial in itself. So yeah, that happened. So that's why it's so important that we learn how to detach ourselves from our own emotions. That's why it's so important actually that we stop pretty much working like idiots and start thinking like humans, because that's the biggest difference. So when you understand that difference, actually, I think everything is way more manageable in a way, you know? But I think it's something really, really important. That's why I'm really vocal about stuff like that, and being aware to show your own weaknesses and grow yourself more as a person, and understand how you can feel about something, how your mind is going to work about that, and how you can overcome that or deal with that or just survive with that. You know, you don't even need to trying to beat your mind. No, you just need to survive. Ignore your mind when it's needed, because sometimes you just need to do that. When your mind is talking shit, it's pretty much your mind is like your friend actually. When your friends are talking shit, you get mad at them, of course, and they are still your friends. So the next time they start talking shit, you are going to stop them or you are going to ignore them, because they are your friends. You love them either way, even if they are being a dicks. You are not going to be suffering for them. You are just going to let them be, you know? If you had a dumb friend, you try to make them a bit smarter, but he's dumb. You're just going to have fun either way. He's not going to be smarter. He's just going to be dumb. Every single group of friends has a dumb one. And if you don't have a dumb one, that means you are the dumb one. So enjoy it. Your friends are going to enjoy you either way. Your friendship is never at risk. So yeah, that happens. Oh, come on. Getting up here is really hard. I will always not be totally agreeing with your way of thinking. They crazy, but they fun. Yeah, of course. I mean, you can be disagreeing with what I'm thinking, and that's nice because I'm not preaching about the stuff, and that's something really important. Okay, it's my way of viewing things. Of course, I always use kind of a really crazy examples because it's the best way to understand something. When you talk about the stuff in real life, it's never black and white. Never black and white. The life is with colors. So the theory only works on black and white because we human beings are able to understand theory in that way and then make that going into reality, you know? Putting it out of the ideal world and make it a reality. Make it, oh, I didn't came with my bed again. That was dumb. Since you usually speak like giving class, it always feels like you are preaching. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, I'm really troubled about that because it happens to me a lot. I'm just going to use this. It happens to me a lot actually. I talk with so much confidence because I'm really confident about the stuff that I'm talking about, that it feels like I'm preaching or I'm teaching something, but it's not my idea. But it's hard to me because I don't know how to talk with less confidence, you know? If I don't have confidence in something, I'm just not going to talk about it. Because I don't like to give opinions on stuff. I like to give facts or at least really informed opinions in a way, which is something that sometimes I do, but I need to go back for the bed. Yeah, there's no way around. It's going to be too much fun. Actually, no, I'm not going to survive. So yeah, we need to go for the bed, and then we need to get the last part of the terracotta. But yeah, it's something in that line. I heard the streamer explaining stuff, but she never sounded like if giving a class. Part of it is to remind people, this is my view anyway. This is something that a lot of people does now, and I think I need to learn in a way, but I really hate it. So I had mixed feelings about it. Right now, all the people think that every single opinion is reality. So you need to pretty much say all the time, this is just my opinion, this is just my opinion. But when you talk about the stuff, you are giving your opinion. So it's just dumb, you know? It's just ridiculous that you need to tell the people, this is just my opinion, when you are giving your opinion. Doesn't make sense. That's how the language works. So, but today the people think that every single opinion is true, that you need to clarify. And I don't like that. I know it's something important because that way you can ease misunderstanding and you are not going to get cancelled actually because of that, but you are just giving your opinion. So at the same time, I'm really conflicted because it shouldn't be a necessity right now. You're instead saying I'm not giving opinion, I'm giving facts. Oh, yeah, because that's true, you know? When I say that I'm giving facts, I really like that because you can go and search that. When I'm saying my opinion, the problem with that is that you can contrast my opinion. You like it or you don't like it. But you can't debate with my opinion because it's my opinion. You can debate my arguments, you can debate my facts. That's something that you can debate about. So when I'm giving you facts, I'm looking for you, not thinking if you like it or not, because when we're working with our mind, for example, it's not something if we like it or not. It's not, I don't like my mind going into negative things. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. It's how your mind is going to work. That's why I'm saying it's a fact. 99% of the time. Because our mind is set up to work like that. It's like, I don't like my car to go around. Well, fuck you, but your car is not going to float because it's designed to run around. So I'm thinking in that way. Maybe sometimes I'm not explaining that properly, but that's a big difference, because I'm not mad if something says, look, this fact is wrong. Perfect. Because then my whole argument is voided because I got the fact wrong, and that's good. Because someone can look up that on the internet, can look up that on their own experiences, which is not something that you can ignore most of the time. Sometimes the personal experience is really, really valuable, and sometimes a personal experience can have more value than a fact for that person. Okay? This is something that happens a lot with victims of stuff, especially violence. It's not the fact that matters in terms of a statistic, it matters in more the facts in terms of the experience of that person. Especially when they are feeling defenseless, because maybe they are big, maybe they are a guy with 2 meter bigs with big muscles, boxer, and he's feeling defenseless. So the facts are going to say that he's a big guy, he can defend by himself, but in reality he feels like defenseless. He is a victim. So yeah, that's something that I'm really clear about it, but maybe I'm not explaining that properly, or maybe I need to be more vocal about that explanation, maybe. Okay, well, how do you separate giving a fact from an opinion then? Especially for someone who got into your stream midway. Oh, yeah, that's true. The formulation is maybe the same. Usually, Usually, when I say this is a fact, it's because I want to point that as a fact. When I'm not saying that something is a fact, usually I should have. It's hard to say because I don't have a clear situation on my mind, but usually it should go, if I'm saying that this is a fact, it's because that's a fact. If I'm not saying that, it's pretty much my opinion most of the time, which is something that I do a lot. I most of the time talk about my opinion, an informed opinion, but it's my opinion. I can be wrong. When usually use technical terms, is my opinion kind of validated by the academics in a way, by the work field in a way, but it's still just my opinion. When I say that this is a fact, it's because that specific thing is probably a fact. I'm maybe confused sometimes and I talk shit. That could happen too, because our mind is called cognitive bias. Our mind works that way, but I'm really certain that if that happens really little times, not most of the time. So okay, let me read. I need to catch up with your comments. So you rather, if I do not agree with you, I just say I'm not agreeing and stop talking? Do you mean that I would stop talking? Because I'm really fine if you are not agreeing with something. I'm just that kind of a curious person, so I'm going to really want to learn or understand why you are not agreeing. Because if you say I don't like it, there's no discussion there. You know, I can't convince you, and that's why I say I'm not preaching, because I don't want to convince you. So if you don't like it, it's perfect. Nothing to do there. There's no discussion. There's no debate feasible there. But if you are not agreeing with something because you have different facts, because your experience is different, or because simply you think something that I said is flawed, for example, then you, of course, I think you should speak that up. That's perfect. So I guess it's about what you want to get from a conversation. No? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I want to hear opinions, even if wrong, of course, because I enjoy hearing what people learn from experience and not the stuff that is set on stone. Yeah, that's what is called usually an informed opinion, and most of the opinions actually are informed. Look, which happens, it is something that is called today misinformation. A lot of opinions are informed but bad information or really lacking proof concept information. So again, in my example of the retweeting stuff, the people really think, okay, something really basic. This is bad, this is a felony, I should report it because the little girl is a victim, and that's it. That's the good thing to do. Without thinking if the if the message in itself was reality first, because they trusted the people who sent them the message, and the people who sent the message is the same, and eventually they trusted the portal when this was posted, and everything started there, which is pretty much how fake news start most of the time. So yeah, that's kind of the only difference there. Okay, let me catch the rest. So why? Because I'm talking about the stuff set in stone, about opinion. Why? Because experience, because that allows me to wander in the worlds of ideas, trying to connect dots and making new ideas further. Yeah, that's why actually we love to talk about the stuff, because we can share different ideas, we can debate different ideas, we can contrast different ideas, and we can get more experience. That's why communication is so important, because we can learn about each other, about that stuff. Some stuff sadly only works, or most of the times only works, by own experience. For example, when your parents said, don't put your fingers on the plug, you know? Yeah, you kind of understand on a cognitive level why, but it's not the same experience, it's not the same pain. That's why we pretty much repeat the same mistakes in a way of our parents, because they teach about that. We, on a cognitive level, understand it, but we don't have the experience to validate that knowledge. So when they say don't go to that party because that guy is going to fuck you up, we just still want to go to party, and we go to party and we get fucked up. So yeah, that happens. So sometimes experience is most valuable than statistics, than a fact in that way. That's why I'm talking a lot about experience, because I think most of the time experience is something that gets unvalidated by facts, by science if you want, which is not real, but it's actually bad reading of science what invalidates experience. But experience in itself shouldn't be unvalidated unless it's something that you know for sure that it's some mistakes. And then we are talking about something which is really outside of the science, especially if we're talking on the mind and we are talking about that type of experiences, and then it's that kind of a topic really more sensible. So if it is wrong on a stone, then there is no reason for me to mind to wonder. It's like that, and there is nothing more to it. I don't think that's true. I mean, it is kind of true, but to me it's not the same. I kind of don't reach the same conclusion in a way. Because when something is set on stone, for me it's pretty much like Atlas, you know, the Greek. Give me a... I don't know how is the proper saying in English, but pretty much like give me a stepping stone and I move the world, or I will hold the world. It's pretty much the same. When you had a fact, when you had a knowledge set in stone, you can wander from that point onwards into more different stuff. And that's kind of the cool part of the knowledge. It's pretty much infinite, you know? You can't wander in the uncertainty. You can wander in kind of a mixed truth, and which is how actually misinformation works. It's kind of a half-assed truth, half-assed facts, not real facts, not I'm not going to say scientific one, but comprovable ones. So that's kind of the big difference. At that point it's knowledge, yes, but then it's not a conversation, is my point. I think it is a conversation. You can trade knowledge in a conversation. It's different if you think about a debate maybe, but I think the cool idea about a conversation is that even if you agree with someone on that knowledge, I mean, the thing is, since knowledge is just kinda, I mean, we can both say that this is yellow terracotta, okay? It's how the block is called, and we can debate if this is really yellow, or this is really orange, or this is really, I mean, these are kind of on the same. Where is the bad one? Where is the light gray, which is not light gray? We can debate if the light gray is light gray. Actually, these are kind of the nice colors. But you get my point, okay? Light gray terracotta doesn't look like really gray in any grayish tone. So we can debate about that. But the reality, the fact is that this is called yellow terracotta. And it looks kinda yellow. We can debate if it's more ochre, or more yellow, or more orange, or wherever. but the fact is the same, and up to that fact we can reach different conclusions, because knowledge is not a conclusion, knowledge is just a statement, and that's kind of the biggest difference. Opinions are conclusions about different things, maybe with more based on own experience, on own reflection, on own thinking than in facts, while statements or facts or declarations or conclusions in a paper, for example, are more oriented into the facts in itself and not so on the opinion. So you can disregard your own experience, because when something is a fact, for example, that the sea, when we say the sky is not blue, it's because the sky in itself doesn't have a color, just a reflection of the water on the sea. That's a fact. Even if by your own experience, when you see the freaking sky, you see it blue, and that's not going to change. You are still going to see the sky blue, and the phrase "the sky is blue" is still going to be understandable for every human being. But it's not the scientific fact. That's kind of the difference. The knowledge is cool, but the knowledge is void. What makes the knowledge interesting is not just the knowledge in itself, it's the definition by... Don't come here, Spider. The definition of knowledge is just a fact that is usable for humans. That's actually knowledge. So when we talk about a statement, yeah, the statement is set in stone. It doesn't matter. The cool part is the knowledge. So yeah, at that point, it's not a conversation. The conversation is about trading knowledge most of the time. If I learn something from someone, I'm doing that, but I don't feel neither closer to that person nor more interested. I'm not sure we are talking about maybe the same. Maybe you have a different example there, because for me it's really kind of impossible to make the same of other people, unless you by yourself reach the same conclusion of the other person and you decide that you are going to do the same. But if not, maybe it's something different. But that's the thing. I'm talking about how your wording sounds like preaching, and it's because you want to impart knowledge, like a teacher. Maybe, I'm not sure about that. It's at least it's not kind of my goal, but maybe I'm sounding like that. So the people hearing you will either ask more stuff to learn more, like a teacher, or try to make your trip in your knowledge, which is fine, like a bad student do to a teacher. Actually, I don't think that's a bad student, to be honest. I don't think that's a bad student, because a bad student is someone who really don't care about the stuff. A bad student is something that just go to warm the seat. If you are trying to compete with your teacher, even if your motivation is bad, how is the word? Is bad. Even if you had a bad motivation, if you had an ulterior bad motive to harm your teacher, you are still interested in the topics because you are forced to that. If not, you are going to fail. Actually, you are going to die, Spider. Yep, like that. So it becomes harder to feel closer since it's a teacher-student relationship. Yeah. I think it's more like my form of talking. I'm really used, and I'm really out of pickaxes, so we go back and we need to go mining. Actually, I had iron, so I should have more. I really underestimated the amount of pickaxes that we should have there. Yeah, we need to cook more iron and actually, yeah, I think maybe like 2 rounds of pickaxes, but it's a lot. Okay. So yeah, it's maybe my way of talking the issue there, you know? I really had that a lot, and I feel that a lot, like people with talking sometimes trying to compete with me when I'm just sharing stuff or just asking for opinions than talking in itself, you know? They are just want to beat me for some reason, when sometimes I don't even trying to talk about something. So it's really weird. To me, it's really weird because maybe I don't realize that my way of talking is in that way. And when I'm trying to be less clear if you want, or less confident. I really try to do that sometimes. So kind of I'm making more, using my tone more doubtful in my own statement. So I'm start talking like this, like maybe I'm ending every single statement in a exclamation mark or something like that. So you kind of feel my doubt when I'm talking. So I'm trying to really being more soft in my statement. If you want, I'm giving more space for the other people to think different or impeach me if you want, in that sense. A lot of people said that it feels like I'm patronizing people, so I really don't know how to talk different. That's the big issue for me. I can get why one would want to beat you. It's because you don't notice, but sometimes you are invalidating other people's opinions by stating facts about how they are wrong. So, as any animal, people will try to defend themselves. Quite natural, to be heard. Yeah, I don't realize that, because to me, yeah, I can see that actually. But to me, it's hard because I'm not trying to do that, you know? But sometimes people talk about things that are just not true, and I just it's really hard, because if you ask me something and I'm noticing that you are getting in a mistake, and I'm noticing that you are getting a fact wrong, it's really hard for me trying to be an hypocrite and not pointing that out, because the conversation is going to be flawed. It's different when you said, I don't know. For example, a friend of me said to me that I'm smart. And I think that's kind of the dumbest request that you can have, but really honest. So I didn't give her my opinion about that. So I didn't say to her that I think that was dumb. I just said that. Yeah, you are smart. We both knew that that was a lie, okay? But it's really hard to me making that pause, because when usually I'm talking, actually, if the person in itself don't say expressly to me, lie to me, it's really hard for me to lie to that people. So that's why it's so hard, actually. And I think that's why I fail so much to realize stuff like that. Because a lot of people actually don't want to talk about the stuff. A lot of people actually just want to share stuff and be listened to. But when someone trying to talk to me about the stuff like that, I usually misread that. It's something weird, but if you said to me that you want to talk about something, I'm just going to think that you want to talk about something. If you want to share something with me, it's different, because then I just need to listen about that stuff. But since people are kind of used to work in that way, most of the time I don't realize on time. So it's really hard to me, because most of the time I kind of realize that the intention of the other people was different to what's said in the first term, and then I try to improve it, but it's most of the time too late. So yeah, when I'm trying to be more or less confrontational in that way, I actually end up being patronizing, and that's something that I don't like either, because it's not my intention. A lot of people said to me that when I was trying to feel like less secure, they just feel dumber. So it wasn't my intention either. I reckon it has to be like I do with myself, deprecating. I have issue trusting people, so whenever someone tells me something nice, I know they are lying. Okay, I can relate to that too. I had to learn that I have to say thank you and not think that much about it. Okay, to do that, I have to stop my normal way to speak and think about it for a second. Okay, because usually kind of just free talk about what you are thinking. You are not kind of overthinking or trying to editing your own speech. You just talk about what it feels right. In other words, stop doing that. Stop doing it on reflex. Okay, you probably need to learn to stop for another second before replying then. Yeah, the problem for me is just when I think about it, I reach the same conclusion, you know? because to me, again, it's my big problem, but I don't know how to read context. To me, that doesn't exist. The words, the language, it's just literal. So it's really hard to me to learn something about context. I just don't get that. When the people are sad, this is something that happened to me. I might sound really dumb, but it's how my mind works. When people are sad, the best thing to do is just make the people happy. Not of Most of people don't like to be sad. Most of the people like to be happy, right? But if you are in a funeral, the people want to be sad. They want to connect. It's their moment to grieve. It's their moment to sorrow. So it's fine in that space to be sad. But my mind thinks, okay, the people don't want to be sad. This is funny. I don't want to be sad. I can tell jokes. I tell jokes. And that's really, really a bad place to tell jokes. I still don't think it's a bad place to tell jokes. If you want to grieve, if you want to sorrow, you are still going to be grieving and sorrow, and you're still going to crying by the missing person. But a joke is still going to be fun. And actually, dead people are really funny. It's the same with people which is too obese, not obese. How do you call people which are phallic like me? They are funny. I really like to laugh about the stuff like that. I think it's funny. It is funny for me. I don't feel bad when someone says, you are really skinny, you need more soup. Are you dying? Can I blow you up, or you are going to die? I think it's funny. I don't feel attacked. I don't feel ashamed by that, but I know that for some people it's a different experience. But yeah, to me, kind of the reading context part is really, really, really hard for that reason. Because reality in itself doesn't change because you think it's different. But most of the people feel different in that way. So to me, it's something that it's hard to understand most of the time. And I realized later, a lot of times happened to me that a girl tried to confess to me, and I was thinking that she was just being shy. And then I kind of put all the clue together but she never said to me that I like her, so I never understood that until this was kind of a couple of days later or something like that. Or when I was explaining a friend, hey, this girl was really weird. Do you know why? And I was kind of a mid-sentence, and I said, okay, I realized maybe I like her, or she likes me. But she was too embarrassed to say that. But I was really clueless why she was being so shy. So, yeah. I kind of understand the people reaction, the people emotion, but not the whole context. It's really hard to me understand all of things that for most of people seems to be kind of a really obvious. Because I just read the mechanics of what is happening. I don't read the interpretation of the people, something that's really puzzling to me because it's something really subjective, so I don't even try to do stuff like that. Well, I still don't trust people, yet I still thank them. I'm not feeling it, but I do it. At some point I will just get accustomed to it. Oh yeah, that's a really nice adaptation, of course, but to me, I just don't want to do something that I don't feel like it, so if I don't feel the thankfulness, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be an hypocrite. It's just how I am. I understand it's going to be better in a context, but I don't want to do that. So when I'm going to do that, for example, let's say I'm going to say thank you for no reason, it's going to be pretty monotone. It's not because I want to, it's just because it's kind of a natural, because I don't feel it, So when I thank someone, I think it felt like really a hard comment, because I really feel it. But I think that's my take. I think I can be really kind of a transparent in that way. When I'm just saying something for being courteous, I'm kind of just really bad in that way. I'm really bad at etiquette, actually. You really don't have to understand it. You just need to adapt what works. Like, you can be as clueless as ever, you're still being socially apt, Yeah. The problem for me is just, it's hard because I mean, I think it's just because I'm not such a good actor, so, or maybe it's because I understand it requires a lot more of effort, you know? It's not just saying thank you for me. Most of the time, for example, when my family sneezes, usually say cheers, you know? Maybe it's something kind of a really dumb, but to me saying cheers doesn't make any sense, because I really wish, I mean, it's not cheers, it's bless. Yeah, I think it's bless in English. But if it's blessed, it's not because I want some God bless them, it's because I want to bless them with help. So I really want to mean that when I say that. So it's not just an immediate response to me. I just really felt that, I think about that, and then I said bless. It's something maybe really dumb, but I think that's a proper way to do it. Like, seriously, I don't want to speak with people. I get stressed. I have anxiety and really get every bad word thrown my way real hard. But I have to do it. Yeah, because I can't live with such a glass skin, right? I think maybe you can try, but I don't think it's going to be the best idea, actually. Unless you are really, really, really prepared to be a hermit, actually. Because especially right now, being a hermit is hard. Actually, it is hard in itself, but in this world, it is still harder. So, in a way, it's easier, but at the same time, it's harder. Because if you were a hermit on ancient times, maybe it was kind of your own way of living, but now you know that it's a conscious decision, so it's still harder. Because you know you had different choices, and it's really easy to stop being a hermit, so it's always kind of the same with diets and stuff like that. Making the hard change is hard, not because the change in itself is hard, it's because kind of a failing at to making that change is the hard part. It's kind of a smoking. It's really easy to quit smoking, but it's so easier to keep smoking because it's pretty much every single on every single corner of our world. Your works mates, on every kiosk, on every store. It's pretty much free on every gas station. So yeah, it's easy to stop smoking, but it's easier to keep smoking. So that's kind of the challenge there. So fuck it, I took therapy session, so next Tuesday it's time to suffer with another therapist. Not because it's fun, because I am fucked, right? It's a way of putting that. I mean, I always think that therapy is just a place to change stuff. It's not a place to get better necessarily. It's just a place to try and change stuff. If you are not happy with your current state and you need a change, going to therapy is just, I think that's kind of the best goal, actually. It's just going to make something change, even if it's a little bit for work, because it's a really bad therapy and you are just wasting time and money and you are getting stuck. It's not working, and if you feel worse but you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, then stop going, you know. But if you are feeling a bit worse, but then you start thinking more, you are more aware about your own well-being and stuff like that, even if you don't like it, I think it's still a good step, you know. It's kind of where you start training your body, and you go home after the first day of the gym, your whole body is going to age. So therapy is pretty much the same. It's not necessarily something that you are going to like. Maybe you like it going to the gym, but your body is still age. So when you go again to the gym, your body is still going to be hurting. But you know, in the long term, you are going to like it. Your muscles start to warming up, so you stop feeling the pain, and everything goes better there. But your goal is just something simple, something achievable. I think that's kind of the idea. So if for you it kind of a work that of a kind of a feeling of helplessness into going, that's perfect. You know, no one can say that that is something wrong, because I don't think there is right or wrong when you are going to therapy, unless you are refusing to change stuff, because that's something that's going to make the therapy really kind of a waste of time actually. So I ain't gonna die tomorrow, so I can keep going knowing that I'm just gonna have a miserable life doing what I think is right. All right. Okay, I am gonna do it tomorrow, so I can keep going knowing that I'm just gonna have a miserable life doing what I think is right. I mean, that is a choice actually. Yeah, you had that choice. I don't think it's the best choice, but you had that choice. If your choice is being miserable without changing anything, because in some part of you, you just really like that way of being, and you are fine with that, and you are fine with being miserable in that way, it's your decision. It's fine. That's why I don't like a lot of way of thinking that force happiness inside the person, because I think it's not real. I think that's a consciousness choice. I don't really think most of the people really want to be happy, or they are really content with that way of thinking. But if you are really confident in that, in which if that is your choice, it's fine. I'm really fine with that. I don't think there is a problem there. I'm pretty sure that no one around you is going to like it, but I think it's a completely human valid choice. So the other option is just going to a psychiatrist and getting pills. I don't think, I think, yeah, that's another option. I don't think it's that the other option, but yeah, that's really, really the last option for me. It's something more than where you feel you are better, where you are safe. Actually, my music stopped. Let me change that. Okay. So, yeah, for a lot of people, going to a psychiatrist instead of going into a shrink or a psychologist, it's better because they feel more secure that that guy studied medicine, you know, and not some gambling psychology thinking. And that's fine. If on therapy, actually, confidence, trust is one of the key factors of success on a therapy. So if you trust on your psychologist or you trust in your psychiatrist, that's perfect, because that's going to be pretty much like 50-60% of the therapy in itself. That's why it's kind of so magical in a way, and that's why they are so different types or schools or approaches and stuff. I personally don't like the too much how is the called, the pharmacologic focus of the psychiatry right now, but I just don't like it. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just, that's my opinion. For example, I'm going to be really clear about that. I just don't like it by my own personal experience with people, especially with really specific conditions on their mind. So I don't think psychiatry in itself is the best for that type of affections. At the same time, I think most of the regular psychology schools are the bad approach into that specific cases, but that's just my personal take. It doesn't mean they are bad. And of course, on every single therapy, the most important key, besides of course your trust, is the therapist in itself. Being a psychiatrist, being a psychology, it doesn't matter the school, it doesn't matter their philosophy, it doesn't matter their approach, it just matters that you can trust that human being. If he's not a human being, if he's just a robot, I don't think that's going to be a good therapy actually. So I think that human factor is one of the key things that you need to pay attention, that you feel it's good for you. Even if it's not the best, but if he's there or she's there for you, that's going to be a good therapy actually. By saying it's your choice, you're pretty much giving me the choice by just ending by jumping. It's your choice actually. And I know some people can think this is just controversial, but I really think it's your choice. I don't feel entitled, and I don't understand why I should feel entitled to forcing my way of thinking into your own life. If you want to end your life, I'm going to make all my efforts to make yourself, if you are asking me help, of course, but I'm going to make all my efforts into make yourself really, really, really clear about the consequences, about the implications of your own decision. Because to me, that I think it's what a friend meant to do. That's my job, but my job is not deciding for you. It's your decision, and I'm going to support it 100%, because to me that's the other part of being a friend. I like it or not, I'm going to support it. I'm going to be there for you. Even if you don't want it, I'm going to be there in case you want it. That is what it means to be a friend. So if you want to jump, I'm going to be there. Not down, of course. I don't want you jumping about me, but I'm going to make all my efforts that you are making the best choice you can do for yourself. And in the end, if that is your choice, I'm going to respect it. I 100% don't think that's the best choice. Let's be really clear about that. I 100% think that you are not going to take that choice because it's not the best choice. I actually don't think even if it's a good choice, but I can see cases when that scenario could happen. It really feels like an old way to see things, dude. Yeah, I think it's odd. I'm completely agree with that. That's why I'm not like preaching. Again, I'm really kind of vocal into avoiding that, but that's why it bothers me a lot, because it has never been my intention to preach about stuff like that. Actually, I really hate preaching for the same reason. So I'm trying to avoid that, but it's really hard to do. So yeah, I 100% recognize that I will all the time say that I'm weird. When I'm saying that I'm weird, it's not because I do random jokes, bad jokes or stuff like that, or that I laugh at my own jokes. It's because I think stuff like that. I really believe it. So it's not something that I think and I think it's cool. No, I really believe it. And I think it's really hard for people to think different in that way, to believe their own thinkings, you know? I really admire, for example, people who go full vegan, who really believe that stuff, which are pretty much a little minority. Not the people who just refuse to eat meat because the animals suffer and stuff like that. I think that's gibberish. But the people who really know the implications and they still decide to go vegan. I really admire that. I'm not interested into that ideology, but I admire people who are able to do stuff like that. People who really believe the stuff that they are saying. And that's why if I want to do something, I want to do that, you know? I want to believe the things that I say. I want to say the things that I believe. It's pretty much the same for me. I don't think there should be a difference within what you say and what you do. That's why I sometimes someone who's really inadapted in a way, because it's hard to me being different, but I understand that doesn't mean that you need to say every single shit that comes up on your mind, okay? That's different. Well, you should value people with beliefs. That doesn't mean you have to share their way of thinking. Yeah, 100%. But to me, a lot of people which have beliefs, or okay, like so. I think a lot of people that share beliefs actually don't really believe them. And I'm thinking on ideologies on politics, I'm thinking on ideologies on religion, I'm thinking on ideologies on morals. I think a lot of people are really hypocrites, and when I mean a lot of people, I'm referring pretty much to all the people that I knew on some point, even myself on some point, because it's hard to be consequential with ideas, because the real world, again, is not idealistic. So it's something really hard to come by, you know? Merge them both together, it's really, really, really hard. That's why I admire the people who are able to do stuff like that, and I want to do stuff like that. That's why I'm really vocal about not stating my opinion as facts, because I don't like that. I don't want to preach. I don't want to say that the things that I know or the things that I think are the same. The things that I think they are my opinion. The things that are fact are something that are not me. Actually, they are on the world. So I can be proud about my own opinions. I can be proud about my own conclusions, but I can be proud about facts because they are just facts. So I think that's something really important when you can differentiate different intakes in people. So although I can totally see you unable to not tell someone why what the person is doing is logically wrong despite valuing what they do. I mean, that could happen. There are a lot of people that they are logically wrong and I still value what they do. I mean, again, I think the vegan people is dumb, but I really value that. I don't value the fallacy that think because you are not eating meat, the animals are going to stop suffering, because that's not real. It's just completely unreal. It's the same stupidity that I did to myself. If I suffer, then my partner is not going to suffer. No, if I'm miserable, I'm going to be miserable. And if my partner wants to suffer, she's going to suffer anyway. It's not going to change that fact. Because I decided randomly to be miserable for no reason. But that was the fallacy that I take, and it was the same. So if you firmly believe on some ideology, it's fine. If you firmly can live in that ideology, it's perfect. It's really admirable. But if you really believe that the world, the universe is going to change because you dictate something, because you state stuff, because you love wherever, it's not going to change. It's not how the world works. Unless you really show me a fact, even on an experience, I'm not trying to say about proof, a fact that the world really revolves around you, about your intention, the world is not going to work. You can talk about physics law, and I'm going to understand that. But if you are saying me that the world revolves you just because you want to, unless you are God, I'm not going to believe that crap, because it's crap. You know? Even if you believe that, it's still going to be crap, because there is not a thread of proof on that or evidence on that, because there is no argumentation in that. It's that you like it or you don't like it, and that's not how the world works. So, hell man, we're not robots. You can expect people to be of one line unless they are fucked up in the head. I mean, I know the people are not... I mean, I know kind of being hypocritical in a way. It's kind of a part of being human beings, but it's really different on stuff where you are not forced to talk about stuff like that, you know? No one is forcing you to be an hypocrite. If you don't believe the stuff that you are doing, either don't do it or do it silently. I'm just really vocal about the people who is vocal, about the people who is wanting to change other people without changing themselves. I mean, have you seen social media about not wasting stuff in the sea? How many of that people go to the nearest beach to clear trash? How many people about stuff like that are at least trying to make something different instead of just donating money? I'm talking about that stuff, because for me, I don't give a crap about the sea, because I'm not going to change, I don't want to change my culture about wasting stuff. I'm just throwing stuff in the garbage can because it's comfy. It's nice. No, it's not nice. It's good with the environment. No, it's not good with the environment, but I'm not going to say that we should change that, because I'm not really willingly right now to make that change, because I'm just that type of person. I rather value my comfortness, being comfortable, than helping the environment in that way, because I think my uncomfortableness, if that's a word, is not enough for the most valuable or most needed change, you know? But it's my take. If someone really want to make something different like that, I would admire that. But that's not going to magically become my reality. So I'm really vocal about stuff like that. I know we are not robots for the same reason, but I don't I don't think being a hypocrite it's kind of a trait of the human race, you know? And I'm not talking about self-censorship, so you know that you don't say stuff like that. The typical stuff that you don't say that that girl is ugly, you say that she's sympathetic or she's funny. I mean, if I think she's ugly, I'm going to say she's ugly. I know that I shouldn't say that to her because that's my opinion, but at least I know that that is common sense, but I'm not going to phrase different and I'm going to say she's funny. If I think she's ugly, I'm boring. If she's fucking boring and ugly, I'm going to say she's fucking boring and ugly. If a guy is being a fucking idiot, I don't care how hot, how wealthy he is, he's a fucking dick. And he should go fuck himself. I don't care if he's the president. I don't care if he's Mahatma Gandhi. If he's a jerk, he's a jerk. And he should either stop being a jerk in my presence, or I'm going to say, hey, I think you should stop being a jerk here. Or I'm not going to say anything and I'm just going to go away. It depends on the situation. But I just think that. So, and that I don't get. I, for one, value what they think, but I don't think they are wrong. They just are. I mean, yeah, of course. The only point I take is the position of you are wrong is when that person is getting into my space or the space of low one. I'm just taking that when their assessments, and this is something, okay, but yeah, it's something that I think it's a really, really good point to talk about. But yeah, I think everyone is entitled to their own opinions, okay? Everyone has that right, okay? Everyone has right to have their own opinion about their own shit, even if they are completely imbeciles in that, okay? You can believe that the sun is green. It's fine. It's your right. No one can deny that fact. But when you are, that fact that you are thinking that the sky is green, okay? But when you are saying to other people that the sky is green, when you are trying to convince another people that the sky is green, then I'm going to really be vocal about that because you are talking about something that is simply not true. You're still got your right to think that the sky is green. Maybe you are seeing the sky is green because you had a problem with your vision, for example, but that doesn't going to change the sky is green, and that doesn't going to make anything else being wrong because you see the sky is green. It's just that small difference that I think is really, really important. You are entitled, you had the right to have your own opinion, but you can't force your own opinion into another person because it's not how opinion works. Opinions are just you, outside of you, into the void. If someone catches it, perfect. If no one catches it, perfect. The difference with knowledge between the opinion is because the knowledge is going to stay in the void and everyone can grab it. That's the difference. No one owns the knowledge, but every single one owns an opinion. Even if that voice right now is Twitter. So at this point, I don't know if you don't get what you are doing wrong and can't, or you know but don't care, because I feel it's the latter. It depends. Most of the time, I think I don't, but the problem is when sometimes I know that I'm doing something wrong, I don't care. Like the example with the dick on the meeting. If he's being a dick, I don't care if he's the boss. I'm going to say that he's a dick. It just feels proper to me. Unless you say to me that being the boss allows you to being a dick. In that case, I'm not going to say a cheat, but I don't think that's the reality. It's just how my mind works. I think the things that are good or wrong, or the things that are truth or not, are just facts. You can't deny that, and it's not going to change because of the authority. You know, for example, Michio Kaku, which is eminence in physics, believes in ovnis, and I'm fine with that. But he believes in aliens, and that doesn't make any sense. And he's eminence in physics. It's fine. But there's not a thread of truth, a thread of believable evidence that aliens exist. Not yet. So I can only think that he's being an idiot. and he's an eminence in physics, and he can be an idiot. And he's an eminence in physics, he's really, really smart, and he can still be an ignorant. That's not something contradictory in the human nature. So he holds the two titles. He's really smart, he's a really eminence in physics, and he's an idiot. Because he believes in aliens. I really love them. I really like him, actually. He's so cool. But I'm the type of person who lives trying to never get in conflict. Yeah. I mean, why would I? If not speaking or not interacting helps me avoid trouble, hell, I mean. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Actually, it's kind of my nature too, to avoid conflict. But I'm consciously trying to following or chasing conflict, not trying to create conflict. And this is something that I was trying to talk earlier. My opinions, I usually don't say it when no one asking it. And a lot of people, actually most of the people, feel entitled to share their opinions where no one asks it. A lot of time, for example, when I talk with my friends or my parents, I really think that they are talking bullshit. I really think they are completely wrong. But I understand that most of the time actually, they just want to share with me stuff. I don't want to debate with them, I just want to hear them. And I'm going to hear all the bullshit that they are saying to me. They are not asking my opinion, so I don't say my opinion. But when someone asks my opinion, I'm not going to lie to them. I'm going to say the truth. I'm going to say my opinion because they are asking for my opinion. That's why when my friends ask for my opinion, they know I'm going to say the truth. Because when they ask for my opinion, I'm going to give my opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. But when not, I'm really conscious about not randomly being vocal on my opinion. And this is something that I did on the school actually. I was fixing notes on different scores when they missed a tilde sign, you know? When the accentuation went wrong. Because I really wanted the people to write well, you know? To make a good sign. If you are selling, I don't know, onions, use the proper ants in the world and wherever. But I understood that some people actually don't have that knowledge. They never went to school. They never understood grammatics. They don't know how to type right. And I stopped doing that because I understood that I was being a dick. I was forcing my own knowledge into them for no reason. No one asked me to do that. I really love a good, well grammatic. I really like to read a nice written sign, but no one asked me to go enforcing grammatics into other people's business. So I stopped doing that, and with everything, because I realized that in college actually. So I'm really clear about that, and I think most of the time I don't miss that line, but I can agree that maybe I'm being overstepping my boundaries on that part, and I shouldn't do that. The problem is I don't have a recollection of doing that on the recent years, for example. If I'm being completely honest, I don't, because I'm trying to never do stuff like that. But I know a lot of times that I stop myself into doing that because I feel I need to do that, but no one asked me. It was my own ego trying to forcing me into saying, oh, I know a lot of this stuff, this is wrong, but I didn't do it. So maybe I missed 1 or 2 or 20, I don't know. But I can say, because again, I'm really sure that I didn't make that mistake again. So there is a possibility, of course, that I made that mistake again, but I'm pretty sure I don't. So yeah, I'm still the type of person that trying to avoid conflict is kind of in my nature, but I'm trying to go against my nature. I'm training myself into being brutally honest actually. I'm going exactly in the opposite direction, because to me, avoiding conflict, especially with myself or with my significant people, made me actually too much damage. I made myself too much damage for avoiding conflict. So That's why actually I'm brutally honest, and that's why sometimes I'm kinda going forward into that conflict. When I see the spark of the conflict, I want flame. I don't want to avoid that. I want the mess here, I want the mess now, because if I can fix it, if I want to make something different, I want something now. I don't want to suffer for 3 or more years, which actually was something that happened to me, for avoiding the conflict. So that's my personal take, of course. And I will say it's not something that it's advisable, I think, because it's my way, my personal way of dealing with that, and it works for me. But of course has a lot of issues, a lot of troubles. I'm not the most likable person in that way. But yeah, it worked for me, so it's just that. I'm offline now, really can't put that much focus on work when hearing. Haha, yeah, I understand that. So good luck on the stream, mate. Yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, I think that every single person is different in that way. Thank you actually for all the comments. I really love stuff like that, and of course making grabbing or gathering resources like terracotta and stuff like that way more enjoyable. We are actually on the last pickaxe. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe we stop here. I think if we are going to have enough with this, I mean, I'm thinking with this pickaxe for all the terracotta, I think the pickaxe is going to broke before ending this. But yeah, I think every single person is different, and I really want to take the stuff that he said to me, because he's a really close friend, in terms of sometimes it feels like jollier, not like this. What the hell is this? Oh, error. Oh, what the hell? Is this a GIF or what? Oh, what happened with the error? Error in the work or error in the stream? I hope it's not error in the work. But yeah, I really want to talk about the thing. Maybe it is I think it's my form of talking, that it feels like I'm always teaching or always preaching, which is something that I really don't like. It's because, again, I think it's because I have a lot of confidence in what I believe, but doesn't mean that's the truth. You know, I had a lot of confidence. I had a lot of trust in facts. I had a lot of trust in papers. I had a lot of trust in scientific research and publications, especially when they are validated by proper scientific magazines, and when I think that the study seems proper, because there are a lot of crap actually in magazines too, even if they are peer review. But yeah, and I'm actually trying to be really critical all the time that I found a new study and a new publication and stuff like that. If that kind of confirm my own ideas, I'm trying to be critical about that, because the knowledge bias, the confirmation bias, is really strong. It's really subtle, and I know I can be kind of really prone into failing that, you know, into believing, oh, this paper says that I'm cute, so I'm cute. So yeah, a lot of people fail into that, you know, confirmation bias. So they believe something and they pretty much go, which is, for example, on Medline, a lot of people go there. Oh, this page says I got cancer, I feel bad, so I should have cancer. I got cancer, I feel bad. It's not how medicine works, actually. So yeah, a lot of people get into that issue, and I'm trying to avoid it, but I know that I fell into that because I'm a human being. And I noticed, for example, oh, I don't have orange, I want to put a block there. Yeah, that's fine. But I know a lot of people fail into that. I'm saying fail because you don't realize until too later, but it's still a mistake. But yeah, I realize sometimes that I fail into that same bias. And of course, I try to fix it. I try to make a different statement. I try to change my own way of thinking because I was wrong. I think it's not inconsequential when you believe something and then you have new knowledge or a new experience and you change your belief. Because that's how we humans learn. and that's exactly how we progress, you know. But I don't believe that you should change just because someone else says that you should change, and I'm really vocal about stuff like that, because I believe in things that can be proven and things that can be discussed, not on things that someone says is the truth. So that's why I'm really vocal about not preaching, because I would hate to be preaching, you know. I don't like that. I would hate because I would hate into failing into that category, because it's something that if I'm failing into that, I'm going to realize later. And the problem is not when I realize, the problem is when I started it. So yeah, that's kind of a thing that I always try to think about it, especially on mental issue or on mental health actually, which is something that I don't have diamonds for a pickaxe. Oh, this is bad because I want... Yeah, I need to cook iron actually. Yeah, this is the way to go. I need 2 more irons. I'm going to save this for now at least. I had one here and we can make another pickaxe and then we go mining. But yeah, I'm open to the possibility, because right now I'm really confident that I'm not that jerk that is saying one thing and doing another, you know. It's just like, because that's preaching to me, when you try to convert people but you don't even care about doing the right stuff yourself. So right now I'm really confident. Just thinking, I think 16. If I had 16, no, I had 8. Okay, so maybe just 4. So I'm really confident that I'm not that jerk that is preaching about the stuff that don't believe or don't practice, for example. But I'm open to the possibility that I can make that mistake, you know? And it would be a mistake 100% because I don't believe into doing something else. So I think it's always good when you got kind of that wake-up call from your friends, for example, when they criticize you, even if you don't like it, because it's possible that you are making a mistake. It doesn't mean that you are wrong. It means that there is a possibility. And I think you should always have that possibility open, you know? Sometimes you are in de facto wrong and you can make amends for your mistakes, and sometimes don't. It's just you need to change your form. And to me that's really hard, because I think it's kind of a side product of my idea of going into confront stuff. I was trying to say the proper word, but it couldn't. It didn't came to my mind. But I think the problem is when I saw something that can be an issue for me, I immediately want to go straight head into that issue, you know? Kind of tackle the problem become an issue for myself. And when I'm in a discussion, because this is how my mind works with my own ideas, when I believe something, I'm trying to destroy or trying to improve my own idea. And if I can't improve my idea wrong, if I can't prove my idea wrong, if I can't improve my idea being right, then it should be right, okay? That's pretty much how the knowledge works on scientific environment and how we understand as humans what is true and what is in fact true about the world, for example. So I'm thinking we want to place terracotta first. So that's terracotta and this is terracotta. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to grab all the terracotta here. Oops, one more. Oh, this is a lot, actually. Oh boy, this is a lot. Actually, I need to go fishing first, and then we go placing terracotta. Okay. But yeah, I think that's kind of a really important, you know. On my head, when I had an idea, I'm immediately trying to disprove that idea. Because I know my confirmation bias is going to tackle, and if I think my idea is good, maybe I'm deluding myself. So I'm trying to do consciously the opposite work. When I can't, it's because usually my idea is right, or maybe I don't have enough knowledge on that topic, and I'm trying to get that kind of a confirmation on hold. I'm not going to say that I completely know that fact. It's just my opinion, and it's stuff like that. But I usually it's weird, that sound actually. When stuff like that happen, usually I talk about my confidence, kind of a rating or stuff, that if I'm really trusting that or not, because I think that's kind of important. But most of the time I talk about the stuff that I think it's, when I'm giving my opinion, it's pretty much the truth or the best possible take in that situation, you know? But yeah, since my mind works like that, kind of one thing, if you want the confrontation, looking for the confrontation in that way, because I want to oppose to my own idea, I want to disprove my own idea. Yeah, maybe it's why I'm kind of so eager into confront other ideas, and that's why I don't have an issue, and I kind of expect I'm going to confront different ideas, different perspectives when I'm talking about my friends, for example. So yeah, maybe that's why I feel like I'm more confrontational, because I'm really happy to confront ideas, but to me it's really different, the idea from the person. So if you believe in some crap, I'm not going to think bad of you, I'm just going to think your idea is crap, and I'm going to talk about you, or I mean with you, about your idea, but not against you. And a lot of people, when they become really emotional when discussing, when debating, they talk against the other people. And I'm really sure that I don't do that, because I'm really careful, and I mean really careful, that a lot of time, and even stop a conversation or stop a discussion and rest myself into that topic, because I know the other people is going to feel bad. But when I think someone like my friend, for example, it's able to separate that, you know, it's not such a sensible person or such an ignorant, and they understand that we can talk about an ideas without getting offensive or stuff like that. I'm going to enjoy that debate, and of course I'm going to be really vocal, and I don't have fear about being vocal about the stuff with the way it is. Ignorance is ignorance, you know, it's not less opportunities. Being a dick is being a dick, it's not being different, it's not be something not understood. I can be a dick sometimes, I'm 100% true on that, you know. A bot like this one is a bot and it's going to be banned. That's it, that's another fact, you know. Oh, there is a raid here. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. I need to ban a bot, so can you please not shoot me? Priorities, mate. Can you help me here? Yeah? I'm going to ban the bot. Please wait a moment. I'm going to take it. Block the user in YouTube. Put user on timeout. And can I delete on restaurant chat? Perfect. Now he got everything. Okay, is this going to be enough fit? I don't think so. It's weird, these water sounds, but I think they are cool too, so. Oh. What? Where's my axe, actually, when I'm swimming? Oh, that was weird. Well, we are going back. I want to wait for cooking this, but I'm not sure if I can make it. I hope. Don't hit me. Don't chase me. Don't kill me. We are fine. Like that. But yeah, I'm really vocal about stuff like that because I really think that I'm doing it properly. But again, I always have the open door to discussion if I'm making something wrong, and that's why I'm kind of wanting this to do this kind of debates on stream actually, because this is the clear representation or the clear setback. You can clip something, you can impeach me if you want, and you can say here you are wrong, you know, and that's going to be a fact because it's an undeniable truth. That's a fact, you know, something that you can't deny. I mean, you can try, but you are going to fail because again, the truth is going to prevail. That's kind of the whole concept. That's why it's so entertaining. That's why it's so cool. But yeah, I'm not the type of person of getting scared about stuff like that. That's why I'm really happy to speak my mind. And I think most of the time it's something not kind of a bullshit. A lot of time, of course, I had an ideas which are really dumb. And I'm kind of the first person to say that. Sometimes I believe some ideas are cool and they are still dumb, and I really enjoy that. But yeah, it's just how my mind works. So I think it's something that's really cool. I just wanted to talk about that because I think it's important. You know, if you feel like I'm preaching sometimes, you should stop seeing me in that way. First of all. Because if I'm going to fail on my end, at least you can control that on your end, you know? If you think that I'm preaching, you need to say this guy is not a preach, okay? So, first of all. That way, it doesn't matter if I'm going to keep failing at that, at least you can control that you are not getting affected by me. But on the second part, you should, if you want, of course, but it would help for me that you point that out, you know? With timers, really specific, so I can learn about that, I can improve that, I can change and fix that if it's an issue of my end. But most of the time when I ask about stuff like that, I don't get by my friend, for example, I don't get kind of the proper confirmation, if you want. So I think it's more like a feeling stuff than a reality. I think the problem is more with the form than with the background. My form of talking, my way of talking, my way of approaching everything, every conversation is really confrontational. It's really direct in that way. I try not to. When I try not to, I think kind of a patronizing, really condescending, and it's really hard to me to find the middle point. So yeah, it's something that I try to improve, but I can't seem to find the middle point, because to me the middle point is bullshit actually. I can't say yes when I think it's a no. I can say white when I think it's black. I can say apple when I think it's cheese, you know? It's not. I can't lie in that way. I can try. I can lie to you if you ask me to lie, because that's going to be easier. For example, I can play Among Us. A couple of friends actually asked me if I would be able to play Among Us, because I usually don't lie. But I would say, no, I lie. But I need a context for lying. I'm not going to lie because of no reason. I'm not going to lie because I'm scared of someone not going to like what I think or what I say. Because to me, that's not a proper or valid reason. I'm going to make the calc together. And I'm going to lie for that because I don't think there is a point, and I don't want to delude myself. I don't want to again make a problem for myself for no reason. So I'm not going to do that. But 100% I can lie. I can play Among Us. Maybe I'm going to be bad because I don't have experience with the game, but I can do that. Because there is a context, there is a purpose into lying in Among Us. But I'm going to lie when I'm not the imposter, and I'm going to lie when I'm the imposter, because the whole game is kind of succeed when you are the imposter. So you need to make false information. You need to create false information, a false sense of security when you are actually the crewmate. So you are not so suspicious when you are the imposter, you know? That's kind of the goal of the game. And I like that mechanic actually. But there is a purpose there. I'm not going to lie to someone because I'm just scared of getting hurt somewhat. Usually when I think that people can be hurt, but when I'm what they are asking me, I usually don't reply, or reply with something else. I ask, are you really sure that you want to hear my answer? I usually say, I don't think it's a good idea that I answer this. I think you can be hurt if I answer this. Are you sure about that? And if the people say that with confidence, and I think they are confident into that, I'm going to say it. And I'm not going to give a crap if the people then think that was a mistake, which happens a lot. But if their problem is not my problem anymore, I warn them, I try to avoid it, but I respect their choice. Because they ask me, and I answer. And that's it. If they feel bad about that, it's their freaking problem. It's the same when someone says something to me and I don't like their answer. It's my problem how to deal with that. It's not that person's problem. I should be grateful for that person for being able to say me the truth, if I don't like it. Or at least trying to say that, for example, if the people isn't able to tell a proper response or whatever. It's just my take, I'm really an ungrateful bastard in that way, because in therapy it uses a lot that you should be grateful for the people, for example, who damage you, and this is a way of thinking that I really think is bullshit. Because every people that damage you kind of allows you to make a learn a lesson and stuff like that. I don't think so. Because the people who damage you are usually just being jerks, and you can feel bad for them, or you can just ignore them because they are not worth your time. But I really don't think you should be grateful for them. You should be proud for you if you are able to learn about that situation, because that makes you more smart. That's made you more. But that's my take, and I think it's not really popular, but I think it's more honest. I think it's more helpful. It helps me, so that's why I'm really certain that it's better. But a lot of people likes to lie themselves, think they are really nice human beings, so they are really forgetful people, forgiving people who forgives a lot, like real Christians. Again, I'm not such a good Christian. I got raised in a Christian culture, but I don't really kind of like that way of thinking. I really don't believe that way of thinking. I respect the people who believe that, but to me it's just bullshit, because on my experience it didn't help. And I don't think in reality it can help too much. It can make things easier, yeah, but doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be helpful, So I don't want to make things for myself easier. I want to make things for myself better. And that's kind of the biggest difference, I think. But that's my personal take. So of course I'm not going to force anyone to be ungrateful bastards like me. It's not, of course, the same. And because I already talked about this, I use a lot the self-deprecation as a mechanism for interacting. And it's a kind of a weird way, but I think it's humorous at the same time. I think it's funny when you self-deprecate yourself, because in reality it's kind of an act of arrogance. It's really funny. But when you self-deprecate yourself, when you are saying, oh, I'm an idiot, you really don't believe that as a self-deprecation act, okay? It's not when you are really kind of punishing yourself for saying that with low self-esteem, with lack of confidence. It's really different. So it's not about the words, it's more about the intention behind that words. When you are doing a self-deprecation as a humor stuff, you are pretty much laughing at yourself, and you don't give a crap about how other people thinks or feels about that. If other people believe that, they are jerks, and if they feel bad, you kind of laugh at them because it's a lie. So it's really an act of arrogance. When you say I'm an idiot, I'm really not an idiot. I'm a fucking smart person. You are such an idiot that you believe my blatant. I don't know what is the word, but my lie, you know, because you get yourself get fooled by my lie. That's why I think it's so funny, because I don't really think about that, and I think it's an act of arrogance. Actually, if you think about it, you need a really strong ego, so you can joke about that, and it's not going to be touched. So that's why I think it's so cool, because the self deprecation need that for being healthy, of course, for being a humorous act and not something that is really a problem in itself. That's why I'm talking about not low self-esteem, more like about humorous stuff. You need a strong ego, you know. You need to be really aware of who you are, what you value, what you can achieve, and everything. That's why you can see that a lot of people who are really good at something, they can say with confidence that they are bad, and not in a humorous way, just in a really trustworthy way, because they know they lack a lot. They know they are good, but they know they need to improve more, and that's something that I think make us better. And of course, I'm not anymore. I was a lot, but I'm not the humility. How do you say that? A person with a lot of humility. I don't have that. I don't have humility. I don't want to be a fake humility guy, which says, no, I'm just good. I'm not. No, I'm just a terrible person. I'm fine with that. I don't want to be something different than I am. I'm not the worst shit, and I'm way better than the people who are just hypocrites, you know? But I'm not good. I don't want to be good. I just want to be me. I'm going to be better every single day, you like it or not, but that's just my intake. So it's really different when you have that kind of confidence, because you can put that confidence there for others to interact with that. Others can talk about that, and I'm going to be fine. Others can talk shit about that, and I'm not going to give a crap about them. I'm going to be interested if they say something nice, because now I'm learning into kind of giving myself more permission to be. How do we want to do this part? Not sure. I'm going to go for the other side. I want to give myself more permission to be more pampered in a way. So when I went out of this bad relationship, my confidence went pretty much kind of destroyed. So I lost a lot of that. I think I marked this. No, I don't. Okay, so I'm thinking where we should go from here. Okay, this is kind of open, so maybe we mark like this, and we connect like here. Okay, that feels kinda nice. And then we need to go up and up. 2 more blocks. Do we want to use that part? I don't think that we want to use that part, so maybe here we go up, like, actually maybe like here. And maybe we connect here. Yeah, I think we should connect here, so. Okay, maybe we go. I don't want something like two on a straight line, so maybe here and there we make stuff like this, and like so, and kind of changing that shape a little bit. Yeah, I think this should work. But yeah, I think that's something that every single person should kind of make a statement by themselves where they want to stay, in a way, on what stand you want to stay. or you want to be part of, you know? Because every single person is different, so of course I'm not expecting anyone to kind of take my same intake, because I don't think that's good or a good way to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's really cool when you have different intakes in that part, you know? But maybe here we go like this. Okay, like so. I'm just building right now, don't have kind of a real idea of if this is going to be kind of the final design. I just know that I don't want something really complicated, just kind of a shape. Again, the idea for the plateau is just our straight base for us to work. I need to light all this area. So 100% we need to go into mining. Okay. But maybe we go mining, I don't know, off camera, maybe? Today I had a lot of fun, actually. But yeah, we're going to make a short break right now, because I'm getting tired and we need just the last hour. So I think the last hour we just keep building, trying to mark the shape of the border here, kind of the shape of the whole plateau. And then we keep filling this. Maybe I meant if I had enough terracotta, which I think we should have, I end doing this on the off camera, but we shall see. For now, let's take a short break on. I like this view actually. So yeah, I will be right back. Okay, guys, I'm back. A lot of time that you don't see my beautiful Minecrafty face. So yeah, we are back here, and yeah, I enjoyed a lot of this time mining the terracotta, talking with my friend, and kind of reflecting on stuff. Because I think that's always the good time to reflect on stuff by yourself, you know. And I was thinking actually, let me go placing more terracotta blocks for now. I was thinking a lot of something that I kind of learned to do, and then I stopped doing myself, which was something that is kind of a thought in my head that I consciously shut off, you know, which is the am I wrong? When I was younger, I was never asking about the am I wrong? I was asked about why, because I was really curious about why stuff happened. You know, Mama, why the sky is blue? Why it's raining? I mean, when my mom says it's blue because of the sea, but why? Because the sea is blue. But why the sea is blue? Because of the ocean. I mean, the bottom of the ocean. But why the bottom of the ocean is blue? Wherever. And I drove my mom crazy, actually. She hated a lot of my questioning. And actually, up to some point, that sometimes she kind of threw myself to my dad and says, "Here, take your kid. I can't deal with him anymore. Too much wise for today." And yeah, it's funny now. But up to that point, it was really stressful for her because I was just kept asking why. I was never content with the question. And this is something that has happened to me kind of my whole life. When I'm not happy with an answer, I keep asking why. Maybe too much. So I kept constantly meddling into weird stuff because, again, I just need to know for myself why. I need to understand. And yeah, stuff like that happened a lot when I was younger. I don't think I want that or that block. So yeah, a different shape there. And then we need to go up all the way up here, I think. So we go like this. But yeah, later, due to a couple of bad relationships, and I kind of developed a mechanism that I learned, but it's not good. I don't like these two actually. So we're going kind of here. Which is, instead of asking why, I just started to ask, am I wrong? But the problem with the am I wrong was a really aggressive am I wrong? Because I was asking am I wrong pretty much for the other people. At the first, actually, I was really confident when I was young, so I was asking why, and then I was, oh, papi, my mama told me said, so this, or I learned this on school, so I was always a people who love to talk with my close ones, you know? When I'm not with close ones, I talk really little, believe it or not. But yeah, I really love to share what I knew or what I learned, like pretty much every single kid, I think. It's not something that is uniquely to me. It's just something that I stopped doing later. That's kind of the contrast on the story. Because I learned in a way that doing that is bad. Especially if you are proud of yourself. If bad is the other people is not proud of yourself. Because she's going to feel bad. And I learned that. I'm not saying that's something good, I'm just saying that I learned that by experience. By constantly getting reminded of that and getting forced to feel bad about that. And I developed an idea of asking constantly, am I wrong? Hey, this is that, am I wrong? because that way I wouldn't force my idea on my partner, and that would mean that she's not going to feel bad. So it was kind of a way for shielding myself into that, again, toxic relationship. But it's not good because in reality, I never kind of wanted the confirmation. I just kind of wanted to chill me into getting into another problem. So every time I asked, am I wrong? It started like that. But later, I really kind of lost my confidence in that way. I started to get in troubles trusting into that. So I asked to truthfully believing if I was wrong or not, because my kind of a whole belief system changed into I'm always the wrong one, because all the time we are arguing, and all the time it's me the culprit. So it should be me the one it's wrong. So am I wrong? Yes. Am I wrong? Yes. And pretty much I ask, am I wrong? For getting the confirmation that I knew already on my head. Yes, am I wrong? I'm the wrong one here. Which was not true, but I learned to believe that. And later, when that relationship ended, I changed that into a really more aggressive one. It's kind of my rebellious phase, if you want, in where I would ask, am I wrong? Just for stopping that way of thinking, or that way of feeling, actually, not thinking, really. Where I think that I was wrong, but I would rebel against that learned notion of defenseless, that I was always wrong. And on that rebellious phase, I would be forcing the other, try me and say that I'm wrong, because I'm going to hit your face. That was kind of my attitude. It's not was my goal, of course, but that was kind of my attitude when I asked. And it wasn't a good one. It wasn't pleasant for the other people, because it was really you can kind of perceive when the other party is kind of looking for a conflict, and it was a really conflicting intake, if you want, because it was. But it wasn't the purpose for me, of course. It was kind of my defense mechanism into dealing with that situation, you know? So yeah, that happened to me, and I learned to change that. And right now, I'm kind of the complete opposite, actually, because I don't want to go into that perception. I don't want to go into that thinking, into that way of thinking. So I convert my am I wrong into believing that I really was wrong, kind of a confirmation bias for question, a cope mechanism, into an aggressive, passive-aggressive cope mechanism when I was really not accepting, even if I was wrong, that I was wrong. So the answer for that question was, on the start was always yes, on the end was always no, but it wasn't a real confirmation, because I mean, it wasn't a real response, a real answer. I just thinking about myself, and I want to hear this. And up to that point, asking actually was pointless, because I was pretty much wanting to hear my own answer that I had already. And I wanted to stop doing that. For that, because in the end it was just pointless. And in the end, I fell down. I just stopped asking, am I wrong? I just believe now that I'm correct, and if I think I'm wrong, I'm going to keep that for myself. So maybe I should be more vocal when I think I'm wrong. I think we should go into explore the mining a little bit. But I want to place the blocks. The problem that the thing that I'm worried about is we can make more torches. Yeah. I'm conflicted about lining this, because I don't want to mob downs here, but I didn't want to make charcoal before, but I think this is going to be the best way to go. So I want to complete this now, and I'm going to use more resources, and then we can gather more, so it's fine. Just make this by stages, guys. So I want to complete this stage now. So this stage is going to be making charcoal, pine logs, we got oak logs. Do I have more logs? Yeah, palm log. So, okay. let's turn the pine logs. Actually, let's see which one of these is more cool looking. Pine? No, palm and pine. They are actually really close to each other, but I think I like more palm. I don't like that really dark. I like that dark border on the pine, but it's not so cool if you are thinking about a building, for example. So yeah, I converted or I shifted that mechanism into something more aggressive, and I don't like that intake. It helped me in some time of need, because that was a part of me that was kind of a really repressed, if you want, was part of me that got really hurt, where I couldn't even defend for myself, you know. But it was just a period of time. It's not something that I wanted to be. It's not some characteristic that I wanted to have. I know that sometimes I can feel that I'm kind of moving in that way too. That's why I don't like to be too confrontational, if you want. Actually, what are these small buffs for? Okay, a block of charcoal. It's not what I see. I saw a small charcoal bits. This one, charcoal piece. What are you use this for? As fuel? I was thinking maybe we can convert this piece into torches, but not. So it doesn't matter. Not really. We can go work with that for now. So we grab terracotta. We need this terracotta. We keep going that way. So yeah, I'm kind of always trying to be really worried about that stuff. I think it's fine here. It's fine for now, kind of placing more torches than we need. Maybe we can fill this lake, or just cover it up. It's going to be fine. But yeah, it's always kind of bugged me a little bit that maybe I'm doing something wrong, you know? Maybe I'm preaching and I'm just deluding myself, thinking that I'm really kind of, I don't want to say objective, but I want to say neutral, you know? So maybe I'm not so neutral. Maybe I'm really polarized on my thinking in a way that I'm almost on the mistake and I don't realize, for example. It could happen. 100% it could happen, because again, I'm human. So I'm not going to ignore that fact. It's not my intention, actually. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm trying to create kind of a different ways to going up into this kind of a hill. That's why I'm doing stuff like this. Kind of mixing them together a little bit on the shapes. Something like this. So it's not kind of so straight in a line. But yeah, it could happen. So I'm always open into that possibility. And I'm asking myself a lot of stuff like that, because I think that's kind of the healthy approach. You should always need to be worried about your own head. Your head is really powerful, but it can get really messy real fast, you know? Because your head only care about the program that is running, which is surviving 24/7. It's not caring about the real stuff. About the real world, which is a bit more complicated than that. It's not kind of always black and white. The theory, again, is always black and white, but the real world's not. So you should always be worried about that. It's really easy to trick yourself. And it's not something that, usually it's not something that you want to do. There is people that really love to do stuff like that. They love to always be right and stuff like that. But I don't think most of the people want to do that stuff actually. Actually, I really think that most of the people don't want that. Because most of the people don't like too much the confrontation at the same time. So for being right, you need to kind of embrace a little bit of confrontation. Because it's how the ideas work in a way. Ideas change all the time. New knowledge change all the time. So you need to be able to embrace that challenge in a way. You need to be able to challenge kind of your own concepts and your own ideas and being conflicted with that without changing, of course, your belief system, because it's not like that. We are talking about ideas, not about beliefs. You can believe wherever you want to believe, but in the ideas kind of a way, you need to be more aware of stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's really kind of important to mark out. Oh, it's really night. Really night, so I don't have a faster way to go into my bed. I need to go the whole circle around. But yeah, I think that's something kind of a really important to pay attention to, you know? Oh yeah. I'm kind of tired actually, because on that conversation I needed to think a lot, to reflect a lot, you believe it or not. And it's always hard especially when you are streaming, because when you are streaming, part of your mind is just kind of paying attention into what you are saying, so you make yourself understood. Another part of your own head, of course, is paying attention to what you are doing, which is, of course, demanding. In this case, something really simple, but at the same time, my head needs to pay attention to place the blocks and remember, actually. For me, the most hard part is just remember what the hell am I doing. Because my mind wanders all the time to every little random stuff that I forget what I'm doing. For example, for today, I wanted to go mining, but still not sure why I wanted to go mining. I'm pretty sure that before the start of the stream, I said, okay, we need to go mining today, guys. On my head, but I don't know why. The stream started, and I completely forget about why. And that happened. So, yeah, my mind is really... My memory is really bad. My mind is a big mess in that. But yeah, that happens to me, so... That's another big part when you are streaming. You know, you need to pay attention to that. But while streaming, paying attention to what's happening inside you, I'm always trying to pay attention when I discuss stuff like that, when something I don't like, when actually I don't like something. Because it's really easy when you are discussing, it doesn't matter with whom you are discussing. It could be your friends, it could be your parents, it could be a random person on internet or wherever. But it's really easy to feel attacked. The moment I fell down, the moment I feel attacked, I know for sure that something, just that little something that we were talking about, hit home. By hitting home, I mean, I just knew by that interaction that something that we talked about... Sure, maybe I don't like this block here. Maybe I just place a torch there. Yeah, maybe something that we just talked about hit me in a way that I consciously couldn't recognize, but on my head it activated a defense mechanism. And that would mean maybe I took that on a personal level. Maybe I took offense on that words, or maybe I completely ignored the people who's talking to me because he's a jerk or whatever, and I'm going into offensive mode, so I and get really vocal about that people. You know, even if my friend is being a dick or whatever. If you realize that you are getting that kind of defense mechanism on yourself, because this is a response, it's not something that you really believe or you really wanted to do, it's something that it just happens to you, okay? It just happens on your mind. You feel that way, and you are kind of forcing to do different stuff. For example, insulting your friends, let's say. If you are feeling that, it's because something that you were just talking about hit home. And when something hit home, it means there is something there. It doesn't mean that what they said about you is true. Of course not. It doesn't mean that you are wrong. No. It doesn't mean that they are wrong. No. It means just something that happened there that you understood hit home. Maybe it's not even related to what they said, but something like that happened. And I think that's really important, because if you pay attention to that, you have a really key point into keep improving. So when I'm talking about the stuff like that, which I really care, I'm really interested in stuff like that. I'm really paying a lot of attention what my friends think of me, because not because I care about what they think about me. I really don't care about that. I care about, since they are the most closest person to me, if they are thinking something completely different than what I think of myself, maybe I'm doing something wrong, you know? Maybe I'm doing something that I think is good, but it's not. Or maybe the way that I'm doing that is wrong, it's flawed. I need to change it, wherever. So every single time that we discuss like this, it's kind of tiring for me, but not for the discussion itself. It's because most of the time I need to keep, or at least do not forget to pay attention to myself. What is happening inside me? Am I feeling fine? Am I feeling wrong? Am I ignoring something? Maybe I just don't feel wrong or don't feel attacked, but maybe I'm just detached to the conversation. I just don't remember the last part. And not because I have a bad memory or I don't pay attention, because I really care about the topic. It's just because I don't want to deal with that. You know, for example, he said he's not a people who like to confront. So maybe instead of getting vocal or offensive with your friend, maybe you are just the type of person who detach of the conversation. You ignore the fact. Oh yeah, we're talking, but I'm listening to you blabbering, but in reality I'm not paying attention to you. Because that way I detach myself from the conversation and detach myself from the problem or the conflict, and it's not going to be a problem for myself. So maybe it's how you react, maybe it isn't. Every single person, again, react differently. So I'm just saying, I'm putting myself on example of me and my friends here, but of course every single people react differently. I really think it's idiotic to keep repeating the same thing. That's why maybe I'm sound like I'm not patronizing, but maybe that I'm kind of making fun of, because I really think it's dumb to keep saying that not every single person is the same. I mean, it's so obvious, it's 2021. How much reality check do you need to realize that not all the people are the same? Seriously? I mean, come on. That's why I'm really weird on that topic, because I think it's so dumb. Is there really someone that thinks that all the human beings are the same on this century, on this time? I really don't think someone really believes that. But maybe it is, I don't know. To me, it's just such an alien concept, you know? Oops. Not like that. Not like that. Like this. Not like this. I'm tired now. Yeah, I'm tired. That's why I'm making that dumb mistake. But yeah, I'm trying to pay attention to what happens inside me. Because again, it's not against him, it's just I know that my defense mechanism can come up, you know, can show itself. And if I'm not paying enough attention, I'm going to miss that opportunity to ask me myself, well, maybe I'm really wrong. Maybe I need to ask more about this. Maybe they are seeing something that I don't, because you only see one part of your life. You see yourself a lot, but not everything. Maybe it's the form, maybe it's the complete, it's not the background, but you know, the whole context. Maybe you're missing something, and wherever. Maybe it just doesn't. Maybe it's just some schools on your head, but in reality, it's just shit, or whatever. So I always try to think about the stuff like that, you know, when we are talking, when we are discussing. So while streaming, while talking, while doing stuff, there is a lot more of resources or energy that I need to use, and actually I pay kind of a 50% of the conversation attention to myself. So it was really draining in that way because I used a lot of energy, but I enjoy it. You know, I'm kind of that cool tiredness, pretty much like what we did on the last stream. It's of course boring, it's tiring in a way, but at the same time it's really rewarding. And actually on this conversation I felt really comfortable because it's not something that I'm getting drained because I'm fighting with myself, trying to ignore a fact or trying to react differently or not showing my anger or whatever, which could happen. For example, it happened to me years earlier when I was in this working process of killing myself. It happened to me a lot that I was kind of conflicted with myself, and I was kind of inside myself arguing or discussing with myself, trying to fight my own defense mechanism, the things that I learned. It was something really tiring because I just pretty much couldn't deal with people. I barely could deal with myself all the time because on every single thing that I did, it was kind of a part of me saying, you are wrong, you are wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're mistaken, you're mistaken, you're mistaken. Oh, you think you are done wrong, but you are missing something because you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong, and all the time. So it was really a hard work because that was how my mind was working. Oh, you are happy. You are wrong. You shouldn't be happy. You don't deserve to be happy. And stuff like that. It was really draining. It was really damaging actually. So yeah, onto that kind of a months and years actually, I wasn't in a good place to interact with people. I was really worried about which friends I can talk to, which I can connect to, on which part I can be vulnerable, and I shot myself kind of not more because I pretty much lost all my friendships on that relationship. So before, because it was a jealousy issue, so I decided to kind of cut ties with my friends, and I didn't lose too much after that, but I never regained anything because, again, I was just too tired in trying to deal with myself. It was really tired. Where is my bed, actually? Right now, it's hard to spot my bed. Oh, it's the other way. I was really close to my bed. So, yeah, imagine that you are kind of fighting all the day with yourself. Of course, you are not going to have time to fight with your friends because it was too tiring dealing with myself up to that point. Just dealing with myself was a titanic task, which I would have the chance, I wouldn't want to do that, you know? I was kind of the jerk friend, so I didn't want to hang out with that, but it was me, the problem, so of course I would need to hang out with me, and I would need to deal with that shit, so it was really tiring. So up to that point, I was 100% focused on myself. Just all the energy on myself. Nothing more. I can't deal with anything else. Do you want to go a party? No, I can't. Actually, I can't. I don't have energy. I don't have resources to go into that party. I don't want to say hi to anyone. Actually, I didn't want to meet people for the same reason. I just don't. Later, when I felt better about myself, when I didn't when I learned that I didn't need to, or actually I learned that I was better. It just wasn't a need to deal constantly with my mind, with my reminders, because I was just better, you know? This constant stuff, it didn't pop up anymore. So I was genuinely better. I started dealing with more people, which is kind of at the point that I am right now. And of course, I start working and coaching and doing different stuff and trying different stuff and trying to meet different people. Just now I entered a relationship which I think it wasn't so good for me, and I'm fine with that. I'm not too worried about why is the orange here. Actually, I think I mistook this orange for normal terracotta. We still need a lot more terracotta. It's not enough. Why this is so big, guys? Okay, we need to place torches actually. But for these torches, I want to place one there and one here. I'm going to take that. Did I grab it? No, I didn't. Yeah, now I had a more... I think we should wait for the night. I should clear the bushes actually. The bushes are annoying me. So we're going to do that. We are going to clear the bushes on the inside part. Or what should be the inside part. So it should be this. And this one too. All of these ones. Here in the middle too. It's fine. So we got kind of on the map itself a proper view of what would be the perimeter. Because it's going to show kind of a more clean up than the other one. And at the same time, I don't want these dead butchers, so it's win-win. I don't want that either. Now it's going to be more clear. Yeah, now you can see, this is the shape that we are going here. Pretty much, I think is this border. Maybe we can extend this a bit more. So it's not like so elongated. But the shape, it doesn't matter too much. This is going to be kind of our backyard, if you want. This is going to be a terrace for this plateau. And this is going to be the space for the base. I like this. Do you see this kind of disintegrated more or better merged feeling of the texture than that? So I think it looks cool. That's what the difference, you know, every single bit of a block makes a huge difference. Even there, for example, you can see that. So I think it's cool. But yeah, I got the sticks. I need more coal. Okay, we need ladders and we need gold mining. So I'm just going to use normal terracotta then. Everything there is going to be normal terracotta. But here down, I can place blocks on the thingy there. And I still need to think about the wood that we are going to use. But my idea is having a kind of a hole here. So we need to move everything around here. And then maybe start doing stuff like here. Not really a fixed place, so it doesn't matter. Actually, I think this is better. Because this we had... Oh, let me see. We're going to looking at this, so this is nice. Maybe this can kind of stay more. And we work around this part. Of course, we are going to cover the whole rather in itself, and then we are going to do different stuff. I shall see. Maybe we start... Actually, maybe we should start around here, on this side. This sounds good. Or maybe here. I need to cover this first, because the view is going to... It's going to change a lot. But we can mine more terracotta, because we only have one pickaxe. I think we need to explore the mine shaft. But I think that's going to be fun doing it on stream, so... We got food. Actually, I think we should do that. I'm going to go into the entrance. I usually start the stream just kind of a bit before, so I'm not going to play more than this. That means that we are going to... Should we go with the bed? Yeah, I think we should go with the bed. We grab the bed. We go into the mine shaft. And we go exploring with the mine shaft. So we are going to have sticks. We are going to have torches. Let me see. I have a little bit more iron, but I don't think we are going to need too more. I mean, too much more. I think it's fine. One pickaxe. It should be fine for exploring. And depending on what we find there, it's what we are going to do. But yeah, we should end the stream pretty much like here. So we are going to remember what we need to do. And I like this. For a moment I was thinking, is that a llama? Because of the colors, you know? Ouch. Ouch. It's fine. We got food. It's fine. But I really like this mineshaft. It looks really cool. So this is the mineshaft entrance, guys. We are going to end the stream here. So next stream we go exploring the mineshaft, and we're trying to find coal. And actually that's the main resource that we need. So first exploring the mineshaft, and then we go mining if we need, because we need right now more iron for more pickaxes and more coal for that, because we're running out of fuel. And then we kind of keep working on this part. We need to move this one block lower, and then we need to check this, trying to merge these two together. But that's kind of my goal, making a small mountain there, a small mountain here, something flat, but not like this. It's weird, but since I'm using terracotta, I'm going to keep tearing it down, at least for now. So it's going to stay a lot of time like that. But I want this to be more like this, a small hill or a smaller one. But yeah, so next stream we're going to start pretty much like this and exploring the mineshaft. So we talked about a lot of stuff here, guys. So it was a really fun stream. It was really worth it. And now off camera I'm going to play more League. So if everything is fine, maybe we play League the Friday. But expect most of the time that League is going to be really late at night if I stream or not. At least I think today not, because I'm really tired. But yeah, thank you for passing by, and we shall see us. Bye bye.